Okay, this one's for Gabby.
That's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow. Bluebirds fly, and the dream that you did to, oh why can't I see trees of green and red roses too. I watch them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Well, I see skies of blue and I see clouds of white and the brightness of day. I like the dark and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, singing, how do you do? They really say, I love you. I hear babies cry and I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than we'll know, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where trouble melts like a lemon drops high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow, way up high. The dreams that you dare to, why, oh why can't I
Sorry, I was muted. I was muted. Happy New Year, everybody. Congratulations. We've made it to 2025. Whoa. I feel like I lost my voice a little bit. This is the first time me trying to speak since yesterday. It's hard. It's hard, guys. Hopefully, you guys had already a great day. I'm listen. I'm on duty. We're here. We've done our 24-hour show, and we're back at it. The watch world doesn't stop. So why should we? Right? But guys, huge shout out to the Fat Windbag Ben, the legend that always watches my back. Thank you so much, Fats, for a massive 100-pound super chat. Happy New Year to you and the roommate. And your real supporters will be back in God's country on the 5th. Make this year count, my friend. Thank you so much, Fats. Really appreciate that. And hey, this introductory song is dedicated to you. Not because you're a big guy, but it is a wonderful song because Fats, he's got this mean icon, but he's like the sweetest guy in the real world. So it's like, he's just a sweet guy, and I wanted to play that song for him. Thank you so much, Fats. Guys, let's start the show. The link is pinned. We're going to talk about our favorite brand that pisses us off. It just drives me insane. The Blank Pond. What the fuck? I want Blank Pond so bad. It's so bad. But they don't make the watch that we actually want. What do I have to do? Do I have to find CEO and tell him how I really feel? What the fuck? Ah. Okay, calm down, Timmy. Calm down. Calm down. The blood pressure. You gotta watch your blood pressure. We don't want to end up like Stephen Monash in the hospital. Breathe. Breathe. Okay. Okay. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. Okay. Look, guys. Okay. Let me bring something up. Okay. This is a collection of watches from my good friend Jimmy the Glock. Watch out, cartel. All right. And as you can see, he's one of the few people in the watch community who actually has a blank pawn, amongst his other watches. As you can see here, beautiful collection. He's a hardworking guy. Man, he told me this story. Like he's a man. He's like a man's man. Works with his hands, and every watch that he bought in this collection, I mean, he freaking earned it with his blood and sweat. Hammering nails on his knees, in the heat, in the freaking desert, and he rewarded himself with these pieces. And it's what a wonderful collection. Okay, and it just it drives me insane that Blank Pond wouldn't like, you know, not that it's a bad watch. The Blank Pond is a great watch as it is, but I feel like so many more people would be able to enjoy that brand if they just kind of slimmed it down a little bit, reduce the size just a bit, bring it down to 40 for the general public because it would be so much better. I mean, look at the watches next to the Blanc Pond. The Submariner. That's the one with the fat lugs, the 40. It's the same, actually, same one as I have. And then he's got the Explorer too. He had to freaking work his ass off to achieve those watches. That's a big deal. And then next to it is the what do they call it? The sword hands Seamaster. Man, that's another sexy watch. And Omega is like imagine if Omega released that size of a watch right now. People will be all over it. But Omega is making the same kind of mistake as Blancpain is doing. Like, why is the Rolex the only brand making watches in wearable sizes? I mean, it's just really, really, really pisses me off. It drives me insane. But okay. It's just okay. I'm calm. Let me just get a drink of water over here. Okay. Look, because like I really want Blank Pond, but I don't want to pay like 25,000 for it. But look, I mean, if push comes to shove, I will freaking do it, right? I have to do it. I wrote down my New Year's resolution yesterday for the wristwatches, and I want to diversify. I want to diversify. I want to have not just, imagine this was four Rolexes, right? It wouldn't be the same. But he's got variety of brands. That's what we all want to achieve. Let's just very quickly though go through the chats here. Shout out to everybody who already upvoted. And if you guys are watching, make sure to smash that upvote button. I would really, really appreciate that. Oh, let me pin the join link to the top. There we go. We pinned that. Let's do this. Uh, the live stream 2025 edition. Okay, okay. Let's see, we got everything sorted out. Boom. There we go. Okay, it's all set. Time flies. Thank you so much for the upvote. Again, Fat Windbag Ben, really appreciate the mega super chat. Guys, again, sweetest guy, meanest icon. Weird how that works sometimes. Um, Time flies says, Happy New Year, Fats. Nothing skinny about 100 pounds. Yeah, and that's pounds, man. That's like 150 US. It's an absurd amount of money. Kaloy, thank you so much for the upvotes. We got Tim G in the chat. Uh, let's see here. It says what is it? Spy Side Whiskey Country is the God's country. Cheers, Tim G. And it was really cool to for Tim G to help me start the yesterday's 24-hour stream, and then he helped us wrap it up at the end of the night. Really incredible, incredible guy. We got Dingo Dave in the chat. Hey, Dingo! Shout out to the Dingo. Guys, for those who don't know, Dingo made an appearance on the yesterday's 24-hour stream, but you have to watch the full 24 hours to find the Easter egg. Where did he made an appearance? And he also yeah, yeah, yeah. Guys, go watch the 24-hour stream. It was amazing. We got Jean Cartier in the chat. Says, yes, Timmy picked the watch topic that I like. Thank you, John. Really appreciate that. We'll look through Blancpain watches. We'll see what's available on the gray market, where all the pricing stands, and what's the best Blancpain for us to pick up today. Shout out to JMB. Bafaris came back the night. That's right. Bafaris made an appearance. Really good dude. Cheers to Bafaris. We got Kojak. After yesterday's stream, some might say there is such a thing as too much TV. Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. I guess I'm addicted to streaming and talking watches. I don't know. I really like talking watch. I was really genuinely contemplating on at not doing it this year. Just like, oh, it might not be even possible. But a lot of people, like they said, no, Tim, you gotta do it. So I reached out. I tried to reach out to as many people as I could to join us and celebrate the new year in the watch world around the planet, right? Because I think that's the symbology of that. I think it matters so much because guys, like we're a watch community. We love and what do watchers do? They keep track of time. And for us to do a 24-hour show where we talk about watches while celebrating a new year, the most important you could say, like, it's the most important time in the year, right? Because we as humans, we try to keep track of time in years, right? How old are you, right? How old is somebody is really important at describing where they are in their life, right? I'm 34 now. I'm gonna be 35 this year. So and time goes on. So it's a really cool time. So for us to do a 24-hour stream discussing all kinds of incredible topics, from watches to time and to life. Really, really cool stuff. Thank you, Kojak. The Watchaholic. Thank you so much for being member for 34 months. Happy New Year, Timmy and the roommate. Thank you, Watchaholic. Really appreciate your support, and can't wait to hang out with you in LA sometime soon. I might be coming to LA sooner than later, actually. Jean Cartier. Let's see here. It says, unfortunately, the new Tornek is not the old one. So what's the Tornek? Tornek. Is that a watch? Let's see. Tornek. Oh, the Tornek. Tornek. It's like a. It's like a. It is a watch. It's like a. It's like a Blancpain type of watch. Let's see here. Let's pull it up, Timmy. The Tornek. I never seen this. Let's see. Tornek Rayville. Okay. Yeah. It's none of these. A lot of the brands actually, like, they're being revived. A lot of them are not revived for the good reasons, and but actually, this is kind of good looking. There's a Tornek Blackjack. Looks very military style. There is a bit of sale right now going on. Oh, sold out. This one is sold out. The 7B is sold out, and this one is still available. Let's see. TR Type 7B Blackjack Time Elapse. Let's see. There's a bracelet. It comes in a bracelet, rubber. It looks like a Seiko SKX. Actually, the case almost identical to Seiko SKX. What makes this watch, uh, you know, worth the money they're asking for it? Dial. Let's see here. Design concept. What does that say? I mean, there's some. They have it on the pile of money. Okay, that's not a good sign. It's a red flag. For me, but it says that's the blackjack is a class B non-radioactive self-winding dive capable field watch, an evolution of mill blah blah blah. It's a lot of code there. Type 7B blackjack represents an unspec'd version of type 6 concept. Features modification improvements. Blah blah blah. The bezel was designed to incorporate a DLC coated engraved stainless steel inlay that is can canted inwards to improve the wear. Oh, okay. The bezel is cool. All right. So it's not an aluminum bezel. It's a stainless steel DLC bezel. That's actually pretty cool. I like that. Yeah, I'm all for this whole ceramic trend is I'm not a fan of ceramic, gotta be honest. I hope Rolex goes away from ceramic bezels sometime soon. I wish my Daytona had not the ceramic bezel but the steel bezel. That would be ideal, but it's kind of sucks. But beggars can't be choosers. The bezel was redesigned. Was inlay. The tritium gas tubes were replaced with superluminova material. I mean, it's a good looking watch. What's the size of this thing? Here we go. You can see the lume. This bit of lume, the stuff. Case. Case looks pretty good. It's a good stuff. Crystal. Yeah. It's a good looking watch. Blackjack. Huh. And it's on sale. Let's see. Add to cart. Yeah. Maybe there's even more coupon. It's a cool looking watch. All right. I'll save this. Let's just add it there to the back of my queue. Yeah, good stuff. Thank you, Jean Cartier. Do you have one actually? I wonder if actually that blackjack watch might be good for uh our friend Kleiner Hund. It's right up his alley, kind of military style. I need to see the size though. Let's see. Let's go through the chat here really quickly. Catch up with everybody. Elmo upvoted. Great 24-hour stream, Tim. First show of the year. Let's go. Yeah. Let's get this party started on track, right? We're back. We're diving back into watches. No pun intended. Dave F451, welcome to New Year's Rolex price increases. Oh, I forgot about that. That's right, guys. Rolex has increased prices, especially Daytonas. Hey, roommate, the Daytonas are going up in price. The gold watches are going up in price, and especially gold Daytonas are going up by 14%. What do you? Oh, roommate, help me clean up the cocktail set. You don't want to see it. Okay, you don't want to see it. It's irritating her to see my cocktail accessories in the kitchen, so she brought it here. Thank you so much. I mean, she did it for the wrong reasons, but I appreciate her bringing the stuff for me nonetheless. It's really sweet. She could have done it just because she appreciates me, but hey, that's okay. It's okay. We can't we gotta take what we've got. All right. Tim G loves the Jimmy the Glock collection. Yeah, it's pretty badass collection. We can have this on. Keep this on, while we get through the chat. Let's see. Let's see. Keep going. Newbie. Good to see newbie. I've already fiked up three of my New Year's resolutions. No. Oh man. No, we gotta stick to the resolutions. If you fucked up, it just restart tomorrow and keep going. Everybody gets a pass. The New Year's resolution, in my opinion, doesn't start until like a weekend because the first week after New Year, it's really hard because a lot of people spend celebrating, drinking, and it takes time for for the body to recover and get the new the new mode, into the new settings. So yeah, don't be too hard on yourself, newbie. Goldfinger, Trinidad and Tobago. Shout out to Goldfinger. Can't wait to catch up with you, sir. Dr. Bob's Nightmare in the house. Got Ray. Man, Ray was hilarious last night. Oh my god. Um, and it was good to see him in the pajamas. 4 CDs says my three New Year's resolutions are pies, pastries, and sausage rolls. I'm very strong-willed, so I'm sure I can keep to them all year. Hey, 4 CDs. Gotta watch that cholesterol. You don't want to get the warnings from your doctor, like Daniel Katz. Okay. Let's see. Jean Cartier says, "Okay, at least I know Timmy is only 11 years older than me." Oh, you're a young guy. Wow. Yeah, 35, right? Time waits for nobody, John. In no time, you're gonna be my age, and I'm gonna be the age of Daniel Katz. And then we're gonna look back at these streams and think, where did the years go? Where did they go? Well, they were tracked by Keslowitz's perpetual calendar. That's where they're gone. Blancpain went under Tornek brand in US for a couple of years. Oh, interesting. I didn't realize that. Is that when they wanted to sell watches, but there was like an embargo, right? And they like opened a new company in US and sold basically their same watch with a different print on the dial. Is that what happened? Let's see. Dave F451. Tim could have done a full day stream on Jupiter, 9 hours and 56 minutes. And Jupiter, that seems pretty easy. Is that how fast it turns? Oh, by the way, interesting fact, right? I was right about keeping the streams under 12 hours because yesterday we went overtime. There was actually we 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 streamed for 24 hours and 30 minutes. However, the last 30 minutes were lost. So that's interesting how that worked out. And those last 30 minutes, they were like the best 30 minutes of the 24-hour stream. So guys, for those who stayed with us until the very end, they got to experience the best of the best, and it looks like the replay gets cut off at 12 hours. So I feel really bad for those that weren't there and can't watch the replay. But that's why you kind of have to watch these streams live, join in the discussion in the chat, and have fun together here. Let's see. Let's keep going. We got Ivar. New Orleans is just the first of the larger set of coordinated attacks in the United States. Whoa, whoa! Did something happen? Ivar, I didn't know something happened in New Orleans. Hopefully, our friends in New Orleans are okay. Watchaholic gold Daytona prices are out of control. And look, I think Rolex is pretty smart with jacking up the prices of the Daytonas. They it is the most in demand watch from their catalog, and them making it ever more difficult to get just makes people want to get it even more. So not only it's like you have to buy other watches before they sell you Daytona. Now they're even making it even more expensive for when you eventually get the call for your Daytona. Crazy stuff. Hey, Sean, good to see you in the chat. Timmy, great way to end the year and step into 2025. Thank you, brother. Cheers, Sean. Thank you so much for coming on the stream last night and celebrating with us. It's great. It was good. Um, Also, I it was so cool that you joined us because yeah, I totally get it. Like the party, you had long day of work, and then going to a party, it would have been just so difficult. And I'm so glad that I'm able to provide this platform where all of us can come and relax, in a really safe environment, and just have fun together. And it would be very different without you. So thank you for joining us. Really, really, really cool time last night with Sean. And Sean went above and beyond. He was home. He dressed up for us. That's what it's for. That's what these streams are for. To come together and chill out together and chat watches and about life late into the night. Yeah, let's see it. So let's see it. Monochrome, yeah, that's right. Monochrome website made a list of their best divers that came out during 2024. And Blancpain is one of them, because I think Blancpain made some minor modifications. Like they like Blancpain, they know what we want as collectors. They know the kind of blank pawn watch we want on our wrist, and they're like doing everything in their power to not give it to us, right? And like every year, it seems we're able to convince them to give us an ever closer model to what we want, but they're being really slow. So let's see what they've done this year. Blank Pond 50 fathoms 42 mil titanium. Okay, right. So I think it was 44 originally, and that's what Jimmy the Glock has. He's got the 44 mil titanium, right? So they brought it down from 44 to 42, which is a big deal, I think, right? This is the 44. And you know what? Like, they actually wear a lot smaller. The 44 probably wears like a 42. And so the 42 probably will wear like a 40. So it's kind of like we get what we want. But actually, right now, the trend for it is even smaller watches. So I would really appreciate if they actually made it a 40. But yeah, it's really frustrating. What do we have to do to convince them? It's a good looking watch. All right, let's take a look here. That's a really good looking watch. Let me read the specs here real quick. See what are they saying. By the way, Daniel Katz, thank you so much for our $279 super chat. Thanks everyone for wearing leather. Well, Daniel, you'll be glad to hear that this Blancpain is on rubber. See, is let's see here. The Blancpain 50 Fathoms is without a doubt one of the most important dive watches ever. Yeah, I think they created that patented back gasket design. So it is important. Creating back uh, in mid 1950s and one of the first purpose-built modern dive watches. It's long been one of our favorites, but we had our reservations concerning recent collections. They were either too big, yeah, I know, right? Either too big, or perfectly designed and proportioned, but highly limited. Yeah, right. Or let's see, and the collection was missing a readily available and nicely sized model. Right. That's exactly right. They're either too freaking big at 44 size, or when they made that perfect 40 mil, the mil spec or the no rad or was it the mil? No, there's another one, right? There's another one. I forgot what it's called, but all the 40 ones are like limited to 500 pieces and super coveted by collectors. There's no like general model, and it would be so cool to have just a basic model. Um, so let's see here. And the collection was missing a readily available, nicely sized model. Problem solved with the 50 Fathoms 42 mil titanium, a more compact. But see, it's not perfectly compact. It's not 40. It's 42. It's still that's 2 inches. More compact, fully equipped, classically designed watch that does everything you'd expect from a 50 Fathoms. Inside, you'll find a powerful 5-day power reserve, in-house movement, and the case is greatly finished and the detailed. Specifically, the blue edition is truly appealing. Yeah, okay, yeah, it's really nice. It's really nice. No doubt the 2 mil size reduction is great, but I don't think these are yet available. Yeah, they still look big. As you can see, even in the picture that they found here, it's not perfect. Oh, hey, Patrick!
Hey,
Patrick
how's it going?
Pocket Watches. How are you?
Doing just fine. I
Uh,
might have to run away here in a second. I'm cooking eggs and a pizza at the same time. Life is
oh,
always busy.
okay, okay. Hey, we talked. Then we'll talk about your collection. Maybe show us some pocket watches. I don't know how much time do you have.
Oh, I mean, I've got time. I just might have to get up here and there and
Oh,
move
okay.
some things around in the kitchen.
Okay, perfect. All right, so then you know what? Let's chat a little bit about this blank pond because I think you might have something to say about this as well, right? Because like just the and then we'll talk about your collection, all right? So that
Oh,
that way
whatever.
we can finish up this topic. And because like this is like such a great watch, one of the best watches out there. But man, this brand just keeps withholding from us, you know. And then this year they released the updated version, right, in the 42 mil. But even like, in the model that they have here, the watch still kind of looks on the big side. Do you have any blank pond, by the way?
No, exactly what you said is my reason for kind of not loving them. I mean, they're just
Mhm.
a little too big. They're a little too expensive for what you get. So there's nothing about their offerings that says, "Ooh, buy that one."
Right, exactly. And well, like the ones that like, ooh, I want to buy that one, they're kind of overpriced, right? The I like my dream is to get the no rad blank pond. It's I love that radiation sign at the 6 o'clock. It looks so cool, and it just so happens also that that's the really wearable size. It's just the 40. and it wears the way these blank pawns are. They kind of wear a little bit smaller than the Submariner's equivalent of them. So man, I would love to get the no rad someday. And I'm I've committed. I've made a New Year's resolution. I told people all the watches I'm gonna be selling finally. I'm gonna dedicate the time. Yeah, yeah, it's happening this year. I was so overwhelmed with all the work and trying to, keep the show running. So, but like it's all great now. I'm on the autopilot now. I just have to start putting in the little bit of work to get rid of my collection. And you actually kind of inspired me, and I think a lot of people with the watches that you got, because you had that Girard-Perregaux. You're one of the first people to pick up the ceramic Girard-Perregaux,
Yeah, I
right?
fell for the hype.
Well, I don't know. It wasn't the hype. It was like, in fact, like, it was brave for you to get it, because everybody was saying, "Oh, you have to get the AP." Everyone was chasing the ceramic APs, right? It was like, that's the correct ceramic watch to get, and people were like really poo-pooing the ceramic GP, but they're just as good. And you could probably, if you have it there, would love to see, and tell us about your experience with it.
Let me find. Is it in front of me? Give me 5 seconds. I'll pull it out of
Yeah,
wherever it's hiding.
yeah, 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 and it's a diver watch as well. We'll Patrick. By the way, guys, shout out to Patrick. Pocket watches on. 1 second. Let me just pull up his channel here. Pocket watch time. Guys, subscribe to Pocket watch time on YouTube. The link is in the chat. Give him a follow. Black Dial, 5 years super chat. Thank you so much. Happy New Year, everyone. I wish you all good health, luck, and success with everything you do. Wow, that's really sweet of you to say that, Black Dial. Cheers. Oh, the roommate made tea for me. I don't know what to make of this woman. Is she's so hot and cold. She does like these great things for me, but then also she says like that she resents doing them. I don't freaking know. Thank you. Oh, there we go.
So,
There we go. Look at that.
so it's the white ceramic. It's the Bamford edition, and that's actually what made me like it because I've become snobby enough in my watch collecting that I'm tired of having every watch that everybody else has. So there's only 45 of them. So
Oh, that's
you
really
could
limited.
you could have whatever fancy AP you want. Guess what? They made more than 45 of them. And for
Yeah.
me, that's just kind of what's cool about it. And I've got the let's see, it's right here. I've got the oh, I don't know where I put it, but I bought the rubber strap for it, even though it comes on the ceramic bracelet, which is fine. But I've been too lazy. I've never even put it on. So, but it's pretty cool. It comes with a ceramic deployant on the rubber. So I mean, it's a
Wow.
GPs. They're doing pretty good. I mean, they didn't just put a cheap buckle on there. They put a ceramic capped, deployant on there, and you know that speaks well to the brand.
It's a lot of effort that they put in such a, small production, very limited watch. I didn't realize it was only 45. What the That's really small. And what's the size of it? Is that the 40 mil
It's a
case?
it's a 38.
Oh, wow, that's even better. Double D, he recently got the Laureato 38 in steel with a salmon dial. And like these 38 mil size Laureatos, they're turning out to be the best ones. And the GP also just recently announced two more versions. They're finally recently releasing a blue one and like a green one. That's like a sage green one. That looks so freaking nice. Show us one more time. One more time. Don't take it away. That is so freaking cool. Look at that. white white ceramic, and how is it holding on to the elements? Because with like a white rubber, I know, like, if you're wearing jeans, you touch your white rubber bracelet to your jeans and then it turns blue. But does the you know how is this white ceramic holding up?
I mean, it's like a dinner plate. So I mean, unless you go attacking it with knives or something like that, I'm sure you could get a little bit of a scratch or a discoloration on it. But I mean, it looks as brand new as the day I got it. So it's, that's
Wow.
that's why I love ceramic, just because it's such an untouchable, bomb-proof material.
Wow. So it doesn't tarnish. It hasn't changed the color since the day you got it.
Mm.
And it's open case back, right? We can see
Yeah.
it. There's let's see a little bit of the. It's got actually like a pretty good finish on the movement. Right? Look at that with the Geneva straps. You can bring it even closer, probably. Yeah. Yeah. Look at that. It's the Geneva strap. So it doesn't have the gold rotor, but it's like a steel rotor with the platinum weight.
Sorry, I was telling Alexa to quit being an alarm clock. Go
Oh,
ahead. What were we saying?
so it's got like a steel rotor with those circular kind of uh,
Yeah,
Geneva stripes.
it's their pretty standard movement. I think it's the 3300, and it's one that GP uses in most of their sort of this realm watches. It's
Yeah.
nothing elaborate, wild, or crazy, but it's a
It's
good movement made by a great manufacturer, so no complaints.
I would say I would put it like obviously it's not like the Patek level finish,
Hmm.
but that finish, it's better than any Rolex watch finish.
Well,
Um
I'll be back in a second, Timmy. I got to save my eggs.
okay, yeah, yeah, go go go. Gotta save those eggs, guys. GP, let's see here. John Cartier, my favorite GP would be the Laureato Aston Martin F1 edition with the carbon fiber base. It's even better if you have an Aston Martin car to go with it. That would be so baller. By the way, Jean Cartier also pointed out earlier in the chat that Blancpain didn't pass the American Act of 1933 to supply the army. Solution came from Tornek, a New York-based importer whose company brought the watches from Europe. His name appears on the dial. Those are super collectible Blancpains if you can get one. Lockgem too. Oh, this is a viewer from Long Island over here. Uh, I've actually met him at the London Jewelers. Really cool guy. The Barracuda was possibly the best model produced. Don't understand why it was limited. Oh yeah, the Barracuda. That's right. That's the one that Dear Artifact said he wants to get. Uh, Blancpain Barracuda. Yeah, that's the really hot one. Like the reason I want the no rad is because for those who know, like, kind of my relationship with Chernobyl. I came from Ukraine, and Chernobyl actually happened a couple of years before, and not a couple of years actually. It happened when 'cause I was born in 1990, February 1990. Chernobyl blew up, kind of a couple of months prior to that, and my mom was in the area. And if that's why things went down the way they went down. So I want the no rad just because of the Chernobyl link. But if I didn't, and I think that this is kind of the best part of collecting is finding watches that you can associate with in some ways the best way. Kind of like yesterday with Travis and Travis's wife. They got the Tag Heuer, that was a collab with an F1 driver, and because Travis's wife, she remembers watching that F1 driver when she was young, and like that's such a great way to get a watch because she gets to remember her childhood when every time she looks at the watch. Dr. Bob's Nightmare, $2 super chat. Can you put it in the dishwasher For cleaning. Oh, pocket wash. That's actually a great question, right? Because it's ceramic, right? You would think that you could just stick it in the dishwasher and get it all cleaned up. It's funny. It is waterproof to 100 meters. I'm pretty sure it could be done. I would do it for the fun of it. Could be a great gag to do for the live stream. Yeah, he does set watches to correct time. My watch channel a few years back, a dude bought Torek Rayville and resurrected the brand, assembling watches based on the OG 50 Fathoms Rayville. Oh, do they make? Hold on a second. Actually, my watch channel just sent me this picture. Check this out. Oh, whoa. I see. Look at that. Thorn. That's the okay. That's really cool. It's like a blank pawn, but without that blank pawn name. But it like the watches look really good. Whoa. I really like this. Especially like this no red one. Maybe instead of me trying to chase the no red blank pawn, I could get myself one of these. Thorn Thorn. That's really cool. I wonder what movement does this use? It looks like the water resistance and everything is just really good quality here. And look at this, the printing on the dial, the hands. It looks all really nice. 200 meters, water resistance, and they look really good. They actually look. I mean, this is why I'm really pissed at Blank Pond because what the this guy can this is what Torek they can make the case small and have no issues, and Blank Pond can't make the case small. It's just so frustrating. Hey, Patrick. By the way, question here from Dr. Bob's. Can you put the GP in the dishwasher for cleaning?
I mean, I guess I could. It's still under warranty, so if something happens, I can just send it right back and be like, I don't know what happened.
Nice. Oh, does that come with how many years of warranty?
I think you get 5.
Oh, okay, really good. And you bought that new, or you got it used,
I found it. I got it used.
and you
So
got some discount on it as well,
um,
a little
I
bit.
don't know what they sold for when they were new, but they actually sell above retail,
Oh,
and I've seen a couple of them go more than I would pay. So I think I got mine for a pretty good price.
whoa, yeah, and especially like if you want a ceramic watch, those APs in ceramic, they freaking cratered. They were some of the most hype watches when they were being released, and now they've been dropping in value so much. Whereas the GPs, they remain the same, if not increased in price. PG was yesterday on the stream, and he has the Laureato. He had the black ceramic Laureato with the black dial,
Mhm.
and then uh, one with skeletonized and like DLC'd skeletonized dial came out, and he traded his in for like the skeletonized version. And those look so freaking cool. And actually, somebody emailed me an offer to trade my Cermet plus like maybe some money for their black ceramic Laureata. But like, I want to get a ceramic watch, and maybe even a Laureata. Maybe it's even going to be Laureata. But like, I'm not in the rush. It's not top of my priorities list. Like for me, the top priority would be this crazy Roger Dubois Excalibur in titanium. That is such a fucking insane watch. It's crazy expensive, unfortunately. But maybe they will drop in price because you know what the people think about Girard-Perregaux. Not much.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, tell us, since you got that white ceramic GP, what have you kind of been doing with your watch collection? You got new watches, or a new appreciation for some of your old watches, and what's going on with the pocket watch collecting?
Oh, for heaven's sakes. No, I'm in trouble. I've got a real spending problem. So
Yeah,
I've I've bought way too many things lately, unlately. You know, I wouldn't even know where to start. I don't think I'm ever going to make another state of the collection video ever again because it's such a pain in the butt to make, and it's kind of not worth it because people watch it for like the week or two when it's that time of the year, but then no one
yeah,
ever watches it again. And so here you are pulling out every watch you own, taking pictures of them, telling the story of why you bought it, and it's just kind of exhausting. But similar to you, I'm on the turn to sell some watches this year just because I realize there's so many watches. I mean, I haven't worn all year. And, if a whole year goes by and you don't even pull it out,
what's the point?
yeah.
Exactly.
And, I'm over 30 wristwatches and I couldn't even tell you how many pocket watches. So, you know, I I've got projects sitting here. I mean, well, I can't even reach that one because of where my camera is, but I've got a couple projects here with an old couple Seiko things here, and I don't have any time for any of these damn projects. So they're just sitting there, and
Uh,
but but
that
it's a,
modifying Seikos, that was a big thing when the hobby was like really exploding in like the 2018, 2019, coming
yeah,
into
I can pull this.
2020s. But yeah, let's see it. Let's see it.
I'm just showing you one, even though it's where
Yeah,
my camera was. So and I
see it. Your project.
Well, it's like, so I got rid of my G-Shock because I realized, and so everyone can unsubscribe from me and hate me from here on out. After owning a G-Shock, I hated it. I
Oh no.
never I never wore it. Like I wore it twice, and I was just sitting there like, it feels cheap.
Mm.
It doesn't feel special. I just no part of me liked it. And then actually I saw this weird old like equivalent of a G-Shock, which is this
Ooh.
like old Seiko Scuba. And I was like,
Whoa.
how cool is that? It's got 70s vibes. It's got some Papa Orange. I mean, like to me,
Yeah.
this watch is just so much cooler than any G-Shock out there. And but of course I got it and it was dirty as hell, so I've cleaned it up. It works, but I don't have any strap for it or anything like
Mm.
that. So I'll just, but that's how
So
stupid busy I am with life is I haven't even had the time to get a strap for it. How easy is that? But it's
it
just
it seems. Oh, actually, I might have a strap for you for that. You know that? Hold on a second.
but
What's the between the lugs length on that?
I'm assuming it's a 20, but I've never even measured.
Think it's a 20. Check
Because
this out. I have these straps that were sent to me. This brand. Actually, these are decent
oh yeah,
straps.
yeah, 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 I've reviewed them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're like $20 each. They got quick
Mhm.
kind of a quick
Yeah.
system there with a little spring bar. I thought I had a orange one, but actually I have this baby blue one. What do you think? That could work really nice with the orange. What do
Oh,
you think?
Timmy, you can pull off baby blue. I cannot.
No? Okay.
So
I thought it was the orange one because I think actually they make orange one as well. Okay,
yeah.
but what about the black one? I could send you this black one.
Oh,
That could work.
I think I actually have a bunch of those already.
Oh,
And
okay. Yeah, yeah,
so
these are really good. Only 20
when
bucks each. I mean, how
when
can you
when it
go
comes
wrong?
when it comes to making videos, every strap company in the world will send you every strap in the world. So yeah, I've got those.
Yeah, that's the straps is like the biggest scam in the watch space,
Oh
and
yeah.
especially after I saw this, because there's all these rubber straps that came out, and they're charging 200,
Mhm.
300, sometimes some ludicrous up to $500 per straps because they're advertised that these are for Rolexes, but it's like it costs them $5, maybe even like less than $5. It costs them cents to make them, and they just put some fancy packaging. and flipping. So when I saw these at like $20 each, I'm like, oh my god, the watch strap industry is just a big racket.
Oh, absolutely. But I mean, to be fair, I do like that brand because they're so thin and they're pretty pliable. So,
Hmm. Yeah,
it is a pretty decent strap for what it is.
yeah, $20. I mean, they shoot way above. Actually, like the quality on this is better than some of the more expensive uh straps that I handled in my experience.
Let's see. uh, here's another little project that's sitting there.
Okay.
It's an old school Seiko VFA, but it's
Ooh,
really kind of awesome angular. I mean, it
yeah.
reminds me to all the old
Cubidus.
people out there. It reminds me of Logan's Run.
Oh,
So because it's got that little red dot in the corner that tells it the battery's working, just like in the movie they
what?
had the little red dot that told them that they were either alive or not alive. Sorry,
That's
sci-fi
cool.
nerds,
Oh,
but as
that's
that
so
this
cool.
it's just a cool little watch. But I don't know if
Hey,
it
it look
works or not. I haven't
the,
taken the batteries out to see if it works.
the way the corners are cut off, it looks like a cubidus as well. And see, that's the thing with G Shocks and kind of these cheaper watches. You have to get the fun ones. If you just get basic G Shock, that's just like a rubber one, like one of these, like something like this, you're just gonna be bored to death. It's like this. It's not for watch nerds. This is just for people to tell the time. It's a great watch if you're a cop and you just need a
Yeah,
watch to tell the time,
and
or if you're like military, right?
that's kind of what I say when I'm being mean to G-Shock, because it's not that
Yeah,
they're not a fine watch. I mean, they even
yeah,
have, not that I care history, but they have history. It's
yeah.
just of the amount of watches I have and of the days of the week that I get to wear a watch, I never look at my G-Shock and go, "Yeah, I want to wear you today." That
You,
just
you know,
doesn't happen.
you know what? You just made me realize that there is a G Shock that I want to add into my collection. And that would be a full stainless steel G Shock. I think there's just something that's so cool about G Shock, like a full stainless steel. I think normal people out there they rarely see a G Shock that's not fully plastic like this, right? I think there's just general public out there they think that this is a G Shock, but
Yeah.
wearing like a full stainless steel, and they're not expensive. They're like I think they retail for 500, but you could get them below that. You can get it for a fraction of the price.
Hmm.
By the way, Sean, $5 super chat. It's great to have Patrick on. Love to learn about his pocket watch journey and see some of his most dear pieces. Much appreciated. Yeah, we'll get into the pocket watches. We'll go through everything. And thank you so much, Sean. Happy New Year, 2025, Sean.
Happy New Year, Sean.
Eshima. Sean is such a great supporter of this channel, and when he was on yesterday to celebrate the new year, it was like the best time. Let's see here. Let's continue. Sorry, Patrick.
Oh, so I just it depends on what you want to see. I'm just picking what's in front of me here.
Yeah,
I
let's just go from left to right. There doesn't
I
have to
bought
be any
I
rhyme or
bought
reason.
I bought this ridiculous watch this year.
Oh, what is? Wait a second. That looks kind of like Linda Verdelin, but this is something else. What that is
So so there's
weird and cool.
an old brand called Weiler Genève,
Uh
and
huh.
they made an interesting hairspring complication called like an Inca block. They of course went out of business. Somebody bought them up, and another
Uh huh.
brand just bought the name. So this is like the new Weiler, but
Whoa.
this one's inspired by race cars and driving and all that stuff that I don't give a rat's patoot about.
Mm.
But this one is in tantalum,
Oh, nice. That's
and
that's a cool. That's heavy material.
oh, and it's way too big for me. I mean, I said this thing's monstrous. It just hangs off both edges, but
Yeah.
I couldn't refuse a tantalum watch. And once again, it's a limited edition of 88, so small number, weird rare metal. I said just I'd kind of been eyeing them for a while, and one came up on an auction site and it didn't go too high, so I said, "All right." And I have worn it one time since I bought it.
How much did you pay for something like that?
I think this was like 2,500, so I mean,
2,500. Okay.
I think when it came out, it was probably in the 15 grand range. So,
Oh,
it
oh,
was an expensive watch that did not sell well.
wow. So that's actually good bang per buck. Is that like what kind of movement is that? Is it a 7750 or
Ah,
it is quite thin for such, it's got this right. Like if you look at the profile, that's quite
well,
thin, and
they
it's
did a good
kind
job
of
of
hugs
putting a
your wrist.
little curve on there just to
Yeah,
have it suck down a little bit more. But actually, I don't know what it is. It probably is a 7750.
I like those big chunky screws. Did they go through the entire case and kind of stand hold it
100% they
together?
go through. They are
Nice.
legit.
Wow.
Take that, Audemars. They're real.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. All
But
right.
it
What?
has kind of an interesting crown guard feature, similar to not a not like a Panerai, but kind of the same idea where
Oh.
it's got a full
Oh,
encapsulated crown guard, and of course it has a rubber tire motif on the crown, which that's dumb. But you know
that's
what?
they took that idea from RM.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah,
I'm
and
sure
you
there's a
know what?
lot of
It's a little bit of RM there in it as well, right? Because of the curved design, kind of tonneau shape. But hey, it's something different. Tantalum, also material. It's cool to have like funky materials, and then
Mhm.
also the case shape to match the funkiness.
Well, it's sitting next to my tantalum duo. So and so here's
Yeah.
my tantalum
Oh,
Panerais.
yeah. That is
And
really that the one on the right. Now that's the best Panerai. Um, that I think I've seen. Yeah, with oh fuck. Yeah, it's in ETA movement,
Mhm.
correct?
Yeah,
Nice.
so
That's
it's
easy to
united.
service. Tantalum case, and it's kind of with the running seconds and nine. It looks very similar to my 914 Pam, but mine is without the running seconds. They did have a 915 with running seconds, but like yours is just it's like an additional surprise. Like, oh yeah, this is also
Yeah,
tantalum.
and speaking of quality, they
Yeah.
even made tantalum buckles.
Oh, nice.
So similarly, it's just like to me that just makes all the difference in the world. It's a small numbers. Each one of these is only 300 a piece, but the
Oh
fact that
well.
they made tantalum buckles for it,
Yeah.
when most brands right now that make a tantalum watch, they won't put a tantalum buckle on it because they're either too cheap or too lazy.
Yeah, and like Panerai is like such a great like originally Italian brand, great diving heritage. Um, Worked with Rolex in the past as well. Let's see also the chronograph. The other one you have that's a tantalum chronograph. I haven't seen that one. This is a new addition to the collection. It's also tantalum case.
Yeah. So I think
Damn.
I bought this one a couple years ago, so I've had it for a little bit. But yeah, you know,
Whoa.
I think I bought both of them from Hong Kong, as weird as that is. So I guess
On
the
the
Hong
Chrono 24. Where did you buy from Hong Kong?
from Sotheby's.
Oh, Sotheby's. It was an auction?
Yeah.
Interesting,
So,
okay.
well, the bad news about Panerai is I don't trust buying Panerai unless you buy it from a pretty legit source. So it's hard to fake or
Yes.
tantalum. So I guess for that reason I could trust it a little better. But I saw a really cool ceramic Panerai on some website. I don't even know what it was, and
Mm.
after doing a little research, I guarantee you it was fake, though it looked 100% legit. And it's sold for like 3 grand when it usually sells for like 10, 12 grand because it's an all ceramic watch and bracelet. So obviously 90% of the people out there like me knew it was fake, but someone paid 3 grand for it. So that person
Wow.
doesn't.
Yeah, you have to be careful with a lot of the Panerais, especially when buying from eBay. Well, actually, eBay now has that verification system. But if you're buying kind of from a Facebook Marketplace or one of these sources where you can't have it checked, and even like a Panerai, even Panerai doesn't even know if they can identify if the watch is fake. That's how good some of the fakes are.
Yeah,
But
no,
getting
absolutely.
in some weird material, that's pretty cool. You can't hard to fake tantalum. right? Because the tooling also it like requires special tooling to mill out the tantalum.
Yeah, and the one watch I had, it was actually in a pretty decent rough shape when I got it. I sent it into to Panerai for actual service, and they had it for like 9 months. But yeah, it came back looking crystal beautiful, clean again, and you know, I've maybe put some micro scratches on it, but at least they're my
Yeah.
scratches. I don't
Yeah.
mind getting scratches on a watch. I just don't want somebody else's scratches on it.
Yeah, yeah, it's like unless that person was someone who was cool and you don't mind them, but sometimes you get it from strangers. I totally get it. Um, yeah, and like yeah, it's nice, the scratches that you add to your watch, especially if you're gonna keep the watch. You gotta keep the watch. That's the thing, right?
Hmm.
Um, it can the longer you keep, you can actually because the watches cost so much. Every time you ding the watch, you remember like, oh fuck, that watch just lost
Right.
$1,000 in value because
So
of the
so for
scratch.
so for you, Sean, I'll pull out a pocket watch. So this is
Oh,
one I got somewhat recently, and this is just a cool newer pocket watch. So this is probably made in the 90s. So it's not an antique, but Girard-Perregaux put an old Unitas similar to my
yeah.
Panerai movement. Alexa, stop in the back of this watch, and I said it's just kind of cool. And I it's a limited edition of 100, so there's only 100 of these, and they're just kind of a fun little pocket watch. And this is one that I wear more than others, just because it's a modern movement in a pocket watch. So I can shuck it around, and I don't necessarily like have to worry about breaking a balance wheel or doing something weird or wild. You still want to be nice to your watches, but I don't have to completely baby it.
Exactly, and you do wear uh pocket watches in public.
I mean,
Very
yes, but the problem is I'm not cool enough to go anywhere.
right.
So,
Yeah.
I would wear one, like I'm going to a wedding in a couple weeks. So
Mhm.
yes, I'm absolutely going to wear a pocket watch. Timmy and I were going to go to that Miami antique thing.
Yes.
I may not wear a pocket watch
No,
because, well,
bring the pocket watch.
it depends on what the weather is like. If there's this big cold snap and I'm wearing pants, I might. But if it's Miami and it's 80 degrees, I'm wearing
Oh,
shorts and flip-flops.
right. Oh, man, wearing a pocket watch with shorts and flip-flops, that's a weird look. Unless it's a dial, that matches your shirt. If you get, like, a pocket watch with pink dial, that I
Yeah.
think that could work.
So for all the Rolex fanboys out there, here's an old vintage Rolex pocket watch.
Oh,
And
wow.
so what I loved about this one was the case. So usually you don't have such
Oh,
I mean, for lack of a better word, just a rugged case design. So it's just a
yeah.
big chunk of stainless steel, and it's got this somewhat integrated bow, and it would wear
Upside
upside
down.
down, and the crown then is there, so it almost kind of wears like a lady's pendant watch, but obviously it's not, because it's pretty big size. But usually these metal dials I'm not a fan of because they deteriorate, but I found this one in the Netherlands, and it was in absolutely beautiful shape, and
And this is
said,
original Rolex case design for a
yep,
pocket watch. So it's not a vintage Rolex that was repurposed into a pocket watch. It's
yeah.
the it's like Rolex produced those pocket watches.
Mhm.
How much did you pay for that pocket watch?
I think that was like $1,500.
1,500. That's a steal of a deal, I would say.
So I mean, it said that's
Yeah,
that's what's so much fun about pocket watches. I mean, sure, it's
yeah.
not cheap money, but that in a real Rolex would be 10 times the price.
Mm.
But hold on a second, Timmy. I gotta save a pizza.
Go 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 go. Ah, there you go, guys. A very interesting Rolex pocket watch. Hmm. Patrick has got. We have to actually ask him how many pocket watches, but I've done a live stream with him maybe like 2 years ago where we took a look at all the pocket watches. I think he had like 20 or maybe even 30. And he also collects regular wristwatches. So yeah, it's cool to see the GP, the GP in white ceramic. So what did he show us? A GP in white ceramic, two Panerais in tantalum, and uh, and like tantalum is such a crazy material. When I was at the what was it called, the Watch Pro in Geneva, Atelier Wen, that's the kind of the Chinese manufacturer that makes these new watches with guilloche dials. They had a tantalum model of their watch. It was I think they just had one because they were testing it out. It was like a test model, but it was so heavy. Like they had a steel one and the tantalum one, and the tantalum weighed like platinum. Like like so I hope that Atelier Wen makes that tantalum watch sometime soon because maybe that's another thing I should write down on my watch dreams list. Stainless steel G-Shock, right? I just added that G-Shock. I think that would be a cool addition. G-Shock. Okay. And a tantalum Atelier Wen because heavy watches, I mean, they're so interesting, guys. It's a really cool feeling to have a heavy watch. But paying for platinum, that's it's a lot of money. But I think that Tantalum Atelier when they release it for general public, I think that's going to be a, quite an affordable watch. Maybe under 5,000. Um Fat Winback Ben says, "We'll always have your back, my friend." Thank you, Fat Legend, Patrick. So, yeah, nice Rolex pocket watch. Do you think you're ever gonna sell that?
Not that one. I actually have
Okay.
another Rolex pocket watch that I don't like anymore, so I'll
Oh yeah,
probably get rid of that one.
let's
But
take a look at it.
I
If you
don't
have it there, you don't have it
I
there.
don't know where it is.
Okay, that's a
So
really nice one.
they're they're all
Yeah,
hiding in places. So let's see. I've got my one of my only heirloom pocket watches. My grandfather, he worked for the Packard Motor Car Company, so he got a
Stewart
congratulatory.
Packard.
I don't know, just the Packard Motor Car Company.
Is it called Packard or is it a? Oh, sorry, the Packard. Or there's a Stewart Baker. I
Oh
think.
no, yeah, no, I
Okay,
don't know any of that
this
stuff,
is
but just
Packard. Okay.
but they made a motor car and their little symbols there's on the front of it,
Oh,
and you know,
wow,
it has a little engraving on the back, which I'll keep my grandfather's business private,
wow.
but yeah, so that's
That's
just
so
a
cool. That's back when companies actually cared about their employees. You
one
worked
hundred
hard.
percent
Yeah, when you worked hard for how many years? Does it say how many years did they give him?
ten 10
10 years. That's it.
10
10
years and he
years.
got yeah
Oh
10
my
years and he got
god.
10 years and he got the solid gold pocket watch for 10
What?
years. 10 years at my company, I got a nothing.
That's oh unbelievable. How the times have changed. Wow.
And then I've got
A beautiful gift.
a Crador pocket watch. So
Oh,
that's kind
Credo, Japanese.
of yeah. So that's just kind of a fun one,
Whoa.
and have that on a you can't have a Japanese pocket watch on
Yeah,
anything but a beautiful silk cord.
that's
So
gorgeous.
that's a
Uh,
nice one, just because similarly it's relatively modern, so you don't have to be as baby with it. What's up, Legend of Legends?
I don't
Daniel
know about
Katz,
that.
welcome to the stream.
I don't know about Legends of Legends, Patrick, but I'm just wondering when I'm going to get my pocket watch from the Tim Wright show. My
Hey,
100% gold plated
Daniel, I sent you
Astro
the watch.
movement.
What happened to it?
I don't know, Tim. Don't laugh at me
How
about
many
that.
years you put in? I sent you. You know, look,
Oh yeah,
after
yeah, yeah.
putting
Oh
in
yeah,
first couple of years,
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
uh,
not the pocket watch. Come on now.
not the pocket
That's a
watch. It's a
promotion watch.
wristwatch. It's something.
Okay, yeah, that's something. It's okay.
Yeah, I try to reward people who come on the show and put their time in with a
Yeah.
beautiful Maldives watch.
You see me here in a striped shirt. It wasn't here to be on the Tim Wright show, Patrick, because I was going to a brunch to my sister and her husband, Jack, who reminds me a lot of Kojak, actually,
Mm.
um, Alex. So I was a little more dressed up, dressy casual, but I know I wouldn't be cut dead dressing for the Tim Wright show. Well, maybe. So
Uh, Sean, $5 super chat. Packard made amazing cars. Many are highly desirable now. Patrick, thank you, sir. I happen to be a GP fanboy for several decades. That's right.
Well, Sean, you'll be excited to know I have another GP pocket watch coming in, but it's currently sitting in a warehouse in Japan. So
ah,
Oh,
just gotta wait for those darn exports.
yeah.
But
oh wow.
but but I actually just bought my first interesting, to me, unique pocket watch. So this is a Seiko Elnix, and
Whoa.
I'm guessing the fancy crowd of the Tim Wright show doesn't even know what an Elnix is. But
I
this
have
is a
no idea. But
this
you know
is
what? I've seen Grand Seikos with that hammered type
Mhm.
of case, wristwatch case design.
Mm.
So tell
Actually,
us what.
I actually have two like that. So I've got, this is the regular Seiko, and then I've got this cool King Seiko, which comes in this
Whoa,
hammered
holy
silver.
shit!
So both of these are silver, but what's unique about this one is this is Seiko's version of an Accutron. So it's a tuning
What?
fork watch.
Oh wow! It's
So
like it's like a quartz. Does it tick like a deadbeat seconds, or is it run smoothly? Like oh,
it
because Accutron runs really smoothly.
yeah, it runs like, I'm trying to get me out of the focus, but
Mhm.
if you can see the seconds hand
Yeah.
there,
It's like a
it's a
spring drive. It runs like a
yeah,
spring drive.
it's a fast tick. It's not as smooth
Right.
as a spring drive, but it's probably equivalent to a high beat. It it goes around pretty fast, and then got a
Is it powered by, like a
just a
rotor or
battery.
battery? Oh,
Yeah, so this is actually a battery powered, relatively modern. It was probably made in the '70s,
yeah.
but I just thought that was so cool, and I mean, I got this for nothing. I mean, I I think it was under $200. So
Oh my god, are you kidding me? Man,
so I
pocket
mean,
watches are such a great bang per buck right now.
and I
Someday
mean,
look
and this thing's perfect. I mean, there's not a mark on it. I mean, it's absolutely in gorgeous shape. I mean, obviously, when it dies, it's dead. I can't get it fixed, or it wouldn't be worth it to get it fixed. But as long as you put a battery in there that doesn't
yeah.
melt, it's gonna last you for probably longer than I'll be on this planet. So all is right in the world.
Wow.
Do you ever dress up with a double vested or like a vest within the suit, and then like the Kingsman, played by Colin Firth and those guys, take out the pocket watch to see the time before you knock someone out with your umbrella? Do you ever do any of that? I just
I
want
mean, Daniel, I would love to admit to that, but
to.
I will get completely kicked out of the MI7 program if I admit to
Oh, I
this.
see. Am I? Okay, okay.
So
It's
I
amazing.
gotta keep it on the hush.
Oh, I see. Okay, okay, okay.
It's amazing that that Seiko pocket watch, if it was made in the '70s, it's 50 years later and it's still working. Is it accurate? Have you measured like
Oh, I mean, that one will be more accurate than any other watch you own. So as I said,
wow.
it'll be equivalent to any quartz in terms of accuracy. So that'll be great. Let's see.
Wow.
Here's an expensive dumb purchase that I made recently because,
Ooh.
oh man, this will not show up well in this light,
What?
but
Is that like a butterfly
it's got
grip?
battling griffins on the front.
Oh,
So, and it's just an absolutely just gorgeous case. So I bought it just for the case because it's gold, so it was not cheap. But
wow.
the movement and the watch itself isn't so cool. But the actual like case, you know, most of the cases, you'll see lady things, you'll see lots of
Yeah.
flowers, you'll see lots of other stuff, but to see a rugged dueling dragons or griffins, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I
You
gotta pick
know,
that.
value of gold is going up, so that probably be worth, just value of gold alone in that is going to be appreciating.
Yeah. I'm
Was that house that we were in, Tim? The animal house, was that made out of gold?
No, that was. Oh no, that was. I don't know. It
oh,
was just fiberglass and plastic. That's why it was tipping over.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Timmy
Yeah,
throws Z-Man's comment up and I'll be back in
yeah.
a second.
Right.
Okay. Let's see here.
Seriously,
What
was
does
it that bad?
Siemens
I'm just
say?
joking around, but was it leaning over? Who knows?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it wasn't you, Daniel. It
Yeah.
was the house that was leaning over.
Oh.
Siemens should. Swatch should make pocket watches. Really, one pocket watch is a great way to. It's about art, I think. And if Swatch made like plastic pocket watches, I think they would be really successful. Oh, what is this? That's an Accutron skeletonized. Oh, is that
This,
Swatch?
this is a Swatch alarm pocket watch.
Holy fuck!
So,
Yeah,
Whoa,
yeah.
and
with
what's
the
so fun
Swatch
about
coin? Yeah. Uh huh.
what's so fun about Swatch is I can still take this into the Swatch store and they'll give me free batteries for life.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when I brought it into my Swatch store, they all looked at me like, "What the hell is that?" And you can actually, set it. It's got an alarm function and turn it on and turn it off. I forget how many buttons you have to push it, so I won't do it right now because I don't want to get woken up in the middle of the night. But
Wow.
I found this on a weird little website, and I think I got it for $5.
Oh my god.
Hmm.
Guys,
So
it's serious. Like for a price of 1 Ming, you can build a 10-piece pocket watch collection. And you never know with this stuff where it's going to be in the future. I think pocket watches might take off again in the future because it's just these trends. Trends were for big watches. Now small watches that are popular. What's going to be the next thing? Never
yeah.
know.
Well, here's a cool. I just got this one like last month. I have another one of it. I just don't know where I put it. So I've got two of these.
Oh,
But and I'll tell you why this one is unique. So this is a Waltham pocket watch. This is a military pocket watch. But what's fun about this one is it's a prototype.
ooh,
So back in the day, pocket watches either had subsidiary seconds, but they didn't have central seconds. And it's obviously a lot easier to tell the time in a military situation with a big sweeping seconds. So
yeah.
to make that happen,
Oh
they
my god.
invented this watch with this giant big wheel.
What?
And that is not the way they do it anymore. And the nickname of this is called the big wheel. And it's a prototype to try to get a regular pocket watch to make running seconds.
Oh, so like they connected. This was like how they got some gears internally connected to
Mm-hmm.
have those running seconds. Oh, because yeah, like a military, it's all about like timing, right? You have to time. Like if you hear a sound somewhere, you time it, and then you know how far away whatever the explosion was or whatnot.
So
And
these
if
I've
you have
only seen
time,
about 6 of these sold ever in my life, and some of them went for too high money, but I was lucky enough to get 2 of them. So
wow.
they're just
Okay.
How much did you pay for something like that?
this one was about 800 or wait
Oh,
900.
$900. Okay, some of these are not cheap, guys, at all. But like, there's also like rarity and history. You should write a book, pocket watch. I know you talk all about you're documenting a lot of the stuff on your YouTube channel, but
Yeah.
yeah. Do you also have like books where you learn about this stuff? Where do you research this?
I mean, as crazy as it is, most of it there's a group on the National Association of Watch and Clock and the NAWCC clock, and I don't know what the other C stands for, but
Okay.
but the National Association of Watch and Clock Collectors, maybe.
Oh,
But
maybe yeah.
but that website, I mean, there are people there who are just geniuses in this. And if you just follow the forum and you just listen and read, I mean, these people are so nerdy in a wonderful way where, they're researching these small little differences between one movement grade and a different movement grade and trying to like map out where everything was in terms of its relationship to something else. And most of my, let's say, knowledge is just reading from these old timers. And
Wow.
the sad part is, a lot of them are going to pass away in some time, and then that resource is gone. So
Yeah.
anything I can do to sort of not extend it, but at least make it a little bit more modern, that's where the whole idea of my channel came from, was, just talking about some things that nobody would normally have any access to because, I like it.
Awesome. James the advisor says National
Collectors.
Association of Watch Clock Collectors. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, James. And Dr. Bob's Nightmare, $2 super chat. Have you seen the new Citizen pocket watch? Is that a new one that they made?
Well, I made a beautiful video on that one, and the title is Stupid. So, but don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Huh.
an absolutely beautiful pocket watch,
Yeah.
but I cannot understand the pricing. And, and I get it. I mean, it's just
Wow.
a blatant money grab. But
Mhm.
what I'm trying to show you, at least in terms of going over some of the pocket watches, is
Mm.
for $10,000, you can buy something extraordinary. And for them to sell you this for $10,000, that's just silly.
Is that what
Yeah.
it was?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about $1,000 or something.
No, oh
Right?
God, even if it was like blatantly overpriced at $3,000, I would probably buy it.
Mm.
But I couldn't go over. I mean, $5,000 would be a complete limit, but I don't think I could go over $3,000 in terms of just having it make sense. Because for the same money, you could buy a solid gold Patek minute repeater for 10,000. So like it apples to apples, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that's like price proposition. I mean, they limited to 100, which is not even that limited. 100 for 10,000 to limit it to 100. It
Yeah,
doesn't
and I mean,
seem like good value. You're right.
all it really is, because Seiko or Citizen makes some awesome movements, and
Yeah,
that movement
it
is a
is
great
beautiful.
movement. All they did was just take a CAD engineering program and take the fancy movement, the MC200 that's in their other fancier Citizens, and just change the bridge layout. So it's not, I get all
Yeah.
these people arguing with me that, oh, well, they did all this and it's unique and it's this. Like, a guy put a program into a machine and then hit print and said, print me 100, and boom, there you go. So, is it worth a premium? 100%, because it's limited. I get it. I mean, I
Mm.
collect limited editions, but that kind of premium, no way.
Yeah, that's way too premium. It's kind of, it almost feels a little bit predatory because like I would love for all watch companies to like, because they already have these movements, they can just repurpose the movement and put it into a pocket watch case design and just release a limited edition, but make it cheaper, right? You would expect pocket watches to be cheaper so that they could be something fun for people to get, in addition to their existing wristwatch that they have from
Yeah.
the brand.
To put in
Yeah,
perspective, so I bought this Citizen pocket watch, which
nice.
actually has a really cool movement. I don't see my case knife. I'd pop it open for you, but it's not in front of me right now. This was one of Citizen's at the time thinnest movements, and
Ooh,
you know, $45.
wow. Hey, I mean, there you go. I mean, that's why I said it's a little bit disappointing that they try to charge such ridiculous price.
So
The dial, and everything looks nice, but when you can get the vintage ones for fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a price, why would anybody do this?
so
Um,
just do a little research and find out where your money can be spent better. I mean, that's it.
yeah.
it's a great watch. I'm not dogging it 100%. I'm really just dogging the price.
Yeah, exactly. Sean, welcome to the show. Let's see. Your audio is not working. Let me read the super chat real quick. Al, thank you so much for $10. Happy New Year, Tim. Great to see all the great support and broad watch content. Looking forward to more in 2025. Thank you. Thank you, Al. Yeah, we try to talk about the first number of subjects on the show, cover everything. Huge shout out to Patrick for coming on the stream tonight, carving out time to do this and to share his passion for pocket watches, which I think does not get enough recognition on the stream. I need to add a pocket watch. Should that be one of my resolutions? Timmy finally
100%.
finds a pocket watch for himself.
I mean, what's so awesome is you could probably get enough super chats tonight to buy you a kick-ass pocket watch. So
Right. Exactly. I know, right? Because they're so affordable. Everybody in the watch space could get themselves a pocket watch to add in the collection. Even Daniel Katz. Daniel,
I
what do
mean,
you think?
Daniel, I'm disappointed that you don't have a pocket watch.
Oh,
I think we'll find one in Miami. We'll get you a pocket watch.
You're
Yeah.
gonna be there.
Oh yeah, at the Miami Antique Show, there's probably going to be plethora of
Yeah.
pocket watches, and we'll go pocket watch shopping with Patrick at the Miami Antique Show. What do you think? That could be a great segment. That's where I could do it. We'll find a really good deal and
Wait a minute.
secure one.
No offense, Patrick, but I don't want this just to be for the stream that I'm getting a pocket watch. If I like it, I'll get it. If I
100%.
don't, I'm not going to get it.
I mean,
Hey,
I will not twist your arm. I can't promise
I'm not
Timmy won't
concerned
try.
about you, Patrick. It's Tim.
Yeah,
Hey,
I
Sean.
know.
Hey, Daniel, you have to get a pocket watch. It has to be. It's Tim and I you have to worry about. Hey, Patrick, I had to pull to the side of the road. You said we can get a Patek Philippe minute repeater for less than $5,000.
No, 10 grand.
10 grand. Okay, so really interested because I've been looking at pocket watches and they have gone up in price a little bit, and I've mainly been looking at collectability and some of those guys, and I've seen Patek Philippe's in the 15,000 and up, but a minute repeater, that's amazing.
Mm-hmm. I mean, collectability and all of those, obviously, it's going to be serviced. It's going to be
Sure.
virtually new. So you're paying for some of their premium protections, but
Yeah.
you will not get the best price. But if
Got
you're really looking just for the watch itself, they could be had for that. It's you've got to do a little bit of searching because that's the low end. I would say 10 to 12 for a minute repeater. That's doable.
That's amazing. And then where do you usually look for these watches? What are some of the best sources that you look for?
There's a really great auction house in New Hampshire called Jones and Horan, and they do a monthly or bi-monthly auction, and they're just very reputable guys, and they're the reason I even found out the Miami thing was going on because I go to their website and they had a little thing. We'll see you in Miami, so their auction house is going there, but they post every month, and it's a grab bag of if they're going to have good stuff or bad stuff that month, and you just got to be a little bit patient, and eventually, as I said, you'll get it for the price you want.
No, 100%. No, I like to add a couple, probably one white gold or plat, and then and one yellow gold. It's cool to have them. You get bang for the buck is great. They typically are much older than some of the wristwatches you find. You find them in the 1800s or early 1900s, which is really cool. And they're just special pieces. And you said that's Jones and Horan?
Horan, Horan.
Okay, very cool. Well, thank you for that, Patrick.
Yeah.
Yeah, appreciate it. It's nice meeting you. Hey, I'm going to jump off. Thanks for having me on. Hey, Mickey, Happy New Year, brother.
Happy New Year, Sean.
Take care, Sean.
Mickey,
Take care,
Mickey,
guys.
welcome to the stream. Sean, before you go,
Yeah.
Jamie Opulence actually has a Patek Philippe minute repeater pocket watch. I sent him a text. Hopefully he'll reply to me
Cool.
because and then if he sends me pictures or a little video, I'll try to play it on the stream and forward them to you. Okay.
I
All right.
appreciate it.
Drive safe.
One more question for Patrick. Patrick, when it comes to pocket watches, who are the top 2 or 3 manufacturers? Obviously, Patek would be one of them. Who else would you go after?
Well, that is a very loaded question, and I'll tell you
Okay.
why. Because similar to Audemars recently, they didn't make their own movements. They just used other people's movements and put them in their watches. And that's
Okay.
fine. But part of me doesn't respect a brand as much until they actually make their own watches. And,
Right.
and that's
I'm
that's
with you.
my bias. Everything old school Patek isn't made by Patek.
Right.
And so truly when, let's say, you are looking at watch brands, particularly this old, all of the makers are the same makers. It's just how much they've polished up that watch. So Patek would have better finishing, a Vacheron
Right.
pocket watch would have better finishing, but it's still the same base movement that a Rolex pocket watch might have, or even a Porte de Bear pocket watch might have, which is kind of a common French brand. So to truly answer the question, besides the brand name, all the pocket watches are virtually identical.
Good to know. Good to know. Listen, what you said resonates with me. One of the reasons that for many decades, I had a lot of respect for Girard-Perregaux is because when there were very few true manufacturers in the watch world, Girard-Perregaux was one of them, and that they're very very little known brand in the United States, but that's one of the reasons that I really like them because they made they had their own movements, and they didn't put just like your generic or run of the mill movement in their watches. I appreciate it. Thank you. I didn't even know that Girard-Perregaux had pocket watches, so that would be interesting for me to look at also.
Mhm. It's a
Great.
big rabbit hole.
Yeah.
I really realized it, and you know what? We are suckers for big rabbit holes, so we
Yeah.
keep on going down those those rabbit holes. Thank you very much. Happy New Year to everybody. Daniel, you take care. Get
Okay.
yourself a pocket watch, Daniel. Bye.
Variety is
All right.
spice of life.
All right. I'm gonna go before I get absorbed too much by this. Good luck, Patrick.
Daniel.
Nice to see you.
Oh, I froze.
Yes. You froze
You
again?
need a pocket watch. Actually, out of all of us, you're dressed like you should have a pocket watch. It's part of
100%.
your
Yeah,
outfit
but
with the hats,
after I
with
get the
the
umbrella,
shirts, with the jackets.
yeah, after I get the umbrella, perhaps illegally,
Yeah.
with all the ammunition inside, like in the Kingsman, then I'll consider. Okay.
Daniel, are those eyeglasses real or are they just glass?
I'm not like
I would
our.
love to see you with a monocle. I think you would look great with a
Oh
monocle.
no, that's kind of overplay. If like look at me, I'm already too much. Look at me. Arsenio Hall, who used to be, until for
I
some
know.
reason he disappeared. He kind of crashed and burned. He was all about wearing all kinds of glasses that he didn't need to use. He doesn't need glasses.
Like props, yeah.
They were props. I have both bifocals, and I refuse to do the transition lens because whenever your eyes get weaker or something, then what? I'm gonna have to keep popping out the glass and paying $600 for new glass. No, I'll just go with the bifocals and then distract people with a good frame. So I have good frames, and then these can be popped out and changed if my eyes change. So no, they're real. They're real. What happened to
Very
Patrick?
nice.
Oh, hopefully Patrick didn't leave. I came just to say, seems like old times seeing him on stream.
He may have gotten the call for someone.
He got the call.
Yeah.
Oh, he got the call. So the San
got a call for another pocket watch.
The San Francisco Niners asked him to play quarterback. We'll see what happens.
We'll see it. You're going?
I need a break. Like I've been here every day.
Oh,
so.
yeah. Take a break, Daniel. Take a break.
Okay. All right.
Take a break. Maybe we'll see you later. Maybe we'll not. Maybe we'll see you tomorrow.
Okay. All right, Mickey, later. Bye-bye.
Take a break. Fat Windbag Band, thank you so much for 50 £1 super chat. Love you, my friend. Speak soon. 100% fats. Anytime, man. I'm always here. Um, thank you so much for the super chat. Yeah, I think Patrick is right. From just this one super chat from Fat Windbag Ben, I think I could buy a pocket watch. So I'll try to use today's super chats when I'm in Miami to pick up a good quality pocket watch for the money. Uh, what? The pocket watch. I want to get a pocket watch from it. What? What? No. The pocket watch is not going to take up any space. I'm selling some watches. What did I do? Uh,
Patrick, good to see you again.
My wife called.
Uh,
That's why I can never do these streams. I always get a phone call that then kicks me off. But
yeah, hey, my roommate is kicking me off right now. 14 years. I don't know what did I do wrong. Okay, Patrick. Let's keep going.
well, Dr. Bob
Oh,
threw
and
out
by the way, username Mickey wanted to say hello as well.
yeah, I just wanted. It's been. I said it felt like old times. I was on the show yesterday. I got to go watch the end of yesterday's second half because I bolted. We went out last minute to a local restaurant that was doing
Oh.
something. So I haven't seen the ending of the show. I apologize. I couldn't hang longer. I had to get out.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. I obviously always appreciate whatever time you guys have. It's I think my streams sometimes they go so long, people don't know how to exit, and you don't have to make any excuses. I know everybody's got life, and whatever. If something comes up, you can just say, "Hey, we're out of here," or just drop off. It's all cool. Um, I'll try to keep this going for as long as I can, but not too long. I'll try to cap today's show for 3 hours. That just like usually. But yeah, yesterday was a 24-hour show. By the way, make it like the last 40 minutes I think is gone because we went over a 12
Oh
hour
no!
limit. Yeah, yeah. We went
So you
actually
guys were
for
just talking and it wasn't transmitting.
I well no, it was transmitting, but then when I
Oh,
ended, it cut the last 40 minutes off. Because we
oh
went for
wow,
12 hours and, like, 40 minutes.
Mhm.
The good
wow.
thing I split it into 2 parts, you see? I started at 5 AM, ended at, 5 PM, and then started immediately another stream for 12 hours. But yeah,
So
uh
if you wouldn't have done that and you would have just kept transmitting, but then the show would have been you would have lost 12 hours then.
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Good thing I did that.
All right,
The it's
Patrick, keep
this
going, buddy. I didn't come to interrupt.
Oh, there's no plan. So I told Timmy that I'd jump on, and I got an hour or so before I start getting starving because my
yeah.
poor pizza's sitting on the counter. I was lucky enough that I didn't have to work any of the days of the holiday, though I got a cold on Christmas Eve, and I was
Oh, no.
sick all the way up until about yesterday. And you can still hear my voice sounds like a toad, but oh well. But
I'm
Doctor
glad you were able to make it tonight.
Yeah, Dr. Bob threw out a ball, so I'll throw up
Mm.
a ball for him. But
Oh,
this is my
nice.
this is my radioactive ball trainmaster. So it actually has radium on the dial, so I have to go wash my hands after touching this watch.
Oh, damn.
And
Okay.
so that's kind of cool. I didn't know that when I bought it, and my wife is upset that it's in the house. But I told her that radium won't actually get much past the glass, and since it's within a box, I think we will be just fine. Except that I guess over time it'll release uh, radon gas. So I
Okay, what the
guess
heck?
I guess one small pocket watch won't make enough radon gas that it'll destroy my lungs, but you never know.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta be safe, but, yeah, I think you should be okay. So, the whole dial glows at night? Is that or
Just the hands or just
oh,
the
the hand.
markers. So
Oh,
let's see.
on
I
the dial markers.
it's where the old
Okay.
So, you don't get to see, the lume on a
Oh,
pocket watch much, but so
yeah.
that's actually radium. And so like
That's
the minute
really
you go away,
cool.
it's gone.
Oh, because it's how old is that pocket watch? Like
100
50,
years
60?
old.
Yeah.
Wasn't the Radium? Wasn't that the Radium girls? Wasn't that the big story about the Radium girls that all like
Oh yeah.
they all got sick
They
or cancer and they would
they
lick
would
their yeah.
yeah, they would
Go
lick the
ahead.
brush to keep it fine. And
And then dip it in the radium to do the dials.
yeah,
Yeah.
because radium by itself isn't that bad as long as you don't ingest it, which is why, as I said, a hand washing is coming here in a minute because I'm about to eat pizza, and I like living.
Better be safe than sorry, of course. Always take
I
precaution.
wonder if any of this new stuff is going to end up being one day they're gonna figure out. Oh, you know what? We found out that
Super Luminova also has some kind of negative effects, right?
Hmm.
Nice, nice. Super Luminova, but the radium that stuff actually kept Lume for much longer than the Super Luminova stuff, right?
I actually don't think it really kept it for that long because the half-life
Really?
isn't very good. So,
but but tritium and radium have to be charged up like the ones do now, or were they just always bright?
well,
It
radium used to do what Loom does now, where you'd shine it and it would hold it for some time. But the half-life's completely dead, so it
sure.
will shine when there's direct power to it. But the
Yeah.
minute that energy is gone, it dissipates immediately. So,
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I haven't even done this. I just recently got as everyone knows, does a Daytona even have? Oh yeah. So my Daytona, the Zenith will looks like yeah, I'm not gonna be able to get on this camera. It looks like it's glowing, but then it's immediately dead
Yeah, Luminova also has
because
like a half-life, right?
but
That
that's tritium from
yes, we do.
'97,
Oh,
and that's
tritium.
and that's all. Yeah, that's the tritium. So
Oh,
my it glows. You can't. I won't be able to show it on camera, but it's
Yeah.
glowing. But then it's immediately dead, and that's only from '97. These watches are from
Yeah. So
the
tritium
'20s
tritium
or
will
whatever,
hold a
right?
little bit longer, where radium, I mean, it's immediate, but yeah,
I
that's why they stopped using tritium, just because
I
it's
I
it's
think
not that long lasting.
I think radium, like when it was fresh, it didn't even need any charging. It was just
And
glowing
that's what I
at
was
all
asking.
times,
That's what I
right?
meant. That it was
Yeah,
yeah, it was radioactive. It
yeah.
didn't need sunlight.
Z-Man, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. He wants to know, Patrick, whether you have a pocket watch from Holy Trinity or from Cartier.
Well, kind of like Sean's question about getting a Patek,
Yeah.
I don't really admire those brands as much as I should, because I know it's just salesmanship. And I know they still make a good watch, but it doesn't mean the same to me, because I know it's just built under the house of Patek, but it's not really a Patek. So so there really hasn't been a Patek or a Vacheron or a Cartier, besides some of their cool ones of late. They make some. There's a really cool Mysterique pocket watch by Cartier, but besides that, no, I don't. Just because they're just Ebausch movements made by a fancy brand, and as a guy who wears Croc flip flops and UFUs, I'm just not a brand guy, so it doesn't mean anything to me.
So what do you think of like something like this? I just like, Googled like the first Cartier pocket watch. They're expensive. I mean, that's the problem, right?
As
That
weird
it's
as it is, Cartier
Mhm.
pocket watches are more expensive as a general rule than any of the other like brands I can think of, because
Ah,
you know I I don't know what it is. Maybe they didn't make very many of them, but all in all, whenever I see a Cartier pocket watch, it goes for a lot more than I would have thought it should go for.
yeah. I think I have a theory on this actually, because you see it like this is just my theory, right? I think maybe because Patek Philippe and those watch brands, they're known for their watches, whereas Cartier, they're more of like a jewelry and the design brand. So people value their designs, like they value their dials, not so much their watchmaking, right? Like a Patek. one of the viewers, Jamie, he has a Patek Philippe uh, minute repeater pocket watch, but you were saying like, well, that minute repeater movement might not necessarily been done by Patek themselves. They were the ones who cased it up, right?
Yeah, or I mean, they definitely went in there and they did some of their Patek things,
Hmm.
but yes, the actual full on movement probably was made by somebody else. They went in there and they polished it and they did the stuff that Patek does,
Yeah,
and there is a price for that, but
yeah.
I would rather have the price that takes up put into something more, whether it be either a big gold case or whether it
Hmm.
be a really rare movement versus just a name.
Right. And like Patek, sorry, the Patek, they're valued for their high complication movements, and maybe that's not their strength in pocket watches. Whereas Cartier, they're valued for their designs, and maybe that's why they're more sought after than the Patek. Because this was like a very beautiful, in my opinion, uh, Cartier pocket watch. Like, obviously, we don't know what's in the movement, but like just looking at the dial, you get the Cartier Roman numerals, crazy hand designs, right?
Mhm.
Patrick,
Guilloche.
not being funny, but I imagine that you don't walk around every day with a vest with pockets on. So how do you care? Maybe you do. I don't know. Down in South Florida with a vest on and some flip flops. But do you put them in your pocket with a chain, or and attach it to your belt loop, or do you just throw it in your pocket, or do you not even carry them? Is it just collectible?
I'm not against carrying. I'm just not cool enough that I have the option to do it often. But when I can, I do. And when I do, I usually my favorite go-to is an Albert chain, which you can usually buy these. They're European. They've got little stamps on every single unit telling the silver content, and they usually have some pretty cool
Sexy.
little fobs on
That's
there.
cool.
And
So you'll look like one of those steampunk kids that have the big leather wallet with the
Mhm.
chain. You know what I mean? But it'll be a pocket watch. It won't actually be a big leather wallet. I see those
Yeah, but with the
Harley
with the
Harley wallets.
with the T-bar on there, you can pretty much put that into any shirt, and so it doesn't even necessarily have to be a vest or even a jacket. You can put it on, but being a Florida guy, I mean, it's 80, 90 degrees most of the time. I'm never wearing a jacket. I'm never wearing
Yeah.
long sleeve shirts.
So do you find that's frustrating that you have all these watches and it's not 1920? I mean, like it's so that you would really use them, or
I
no?
mean, I guess somewhere, yes, but at the same time, I have over 30 wristwatches, and
Oh, okay, yeah.
I rarely wear any of them either. So,
Okay, okay.
there is a big part of it that is just a collectability to me because, I covet some things that are, I'm all about limited. Like this this little watch here, no one would probably give time of day to. It's a little sterling silver Waltham Maximus, but this particular one is in the 03 size, which means that it's a very, very small, definitely was a lady's watch back then, but they only made 200 of them. And
Wow.
so for me, I like learning about something like that and finding it because
Okay.
then that little treasure that most people wouldn't think was a treasure doesn't get destroyed. And
Like a website? Do you sell watches too? I don't remember if you know. It just is just
no,
you. Okay.
I'm just a
yeah,
passionate collector,
no,
huh?
No,
just
I
an
no, I'm
idiot.
just trying to
Right?
remember. He's
Yeah.
been around years. I hadn't seen him in a while.
Yeah,
I forgot.
just a dummy who buys too many watches. But but and just weird things like a black enamel dial is super uncommon. So finding one,
Wow.
like I was like, that
Mm.
is so beautiful. And put it on this really cool gold case. And as I said, the movement isn't my favorite movement because it's not that uncommon, but they don't make the uncommon ones in the up and down orientation. So I guess if I want the cool case with the cool dial, I have to put a not so cool movement in it. But
Isn't there a watch company now that's a startup, but they're pretty popular. They're not that cheap. That are actually making watches out of pocket watches.
There's a number. There's like an American watch company
Oh,
that
what's that?
is that it? Looks
Well,
pretty
it
similar.
depends. It could be. There's a couple of them, but
Yeah.
Vortic, I sent them a pretty fancy movement, and they built me this one with this red sort of somewhat guilloche dial on it,
Whoa.
and so this one's pretty special. And I didn't like the color combinations they had, so we went back and forth for like 3 months until they actually came up with the same concept that De Bethune comes up with, and they heat treated their titanium to make it a gold color, because I didn't want it to be a bright gold, but I didn't want it to be like a brassy bronze that deteriorates. So now it's just a golden color that doesn't chip, doesn't flake, and all that. And what's really funny is, if I can find it, I just bought another one coincidentally. I guess Vortic made a long time ago mini watches, and I found this on eBay. And so they make them in the big railroad size watches, and this is a 0 size, a little micro watch. And I guess they decided that these didn't sell or weren't cool enough, so they stopped making them. But I found this one on eBay, and it went for more money than I thought it would go for, which means someone else wanted it too. But shabow, gotcha.
Yeah, there's I can't I googled, I don't know if this is it. I put the link in the private chat. Fret and Co. Clockworks.
Yeah,
They have some
Fretco.
they have some, like, there's an Illinois grade 255 from 1912. If you pull that up, like, it's a cool
Oh,
watch,
wow.
and it's $1,400. We'll pull that one that's the
Let's see,
uh
1400 you said?
yeah,
Which
it's
one?
Illinois grade
Illinois.
255. Yeah,
This
pull
one.
that.
Oh, it is very nice.
Mhm. Yeah, what's
And
cool
and the
about
crown's
them?
on the top, of course, because that,
Yeah,
Pocket watch.
I like their lug, where they kind of have I kind of like De Bethune. I think
Articulate
they've got the articulated
articulated
lug,
lugs.
because
yeah.
that'll allow it to fit pretty nice. Because this watch, even though they kind of do a little bit of a make the lugs fall down, they're big watches, and so anything you can do to make it wear a little bit smaller is definitely a good thing.
Mm.
I'm really getting to be a sucker for a small second style. I'm really attracted to that. I don't have anything like it.
Yeah, well, I just put in an order for Timmy. I need you to do your Timmying.
Uh-huh.
Go to do RGM 222 RR. Google that.
222
Yeah,
RR. Okay.
222 RR.
RGM. I just visited them recently
Yeah.
in Philly.
So I just put in an order for one of these,
Oh,
and so they take one of my favorite Hamilton movements, which is the 923, and they similar to the Vacheron with the driver's
mm.
Yeah, the
angle.
driver watch, the
They
1921 or whatever.
put it in there, and they put their own little enamel dial on it. They're
Wow.
ungodly expensive, but they do such a good job.
RGM is so incredible. The guys that are working there, they're so kind of dedicated to the craft. Roland is an absolute legend in watch space to like to keep an American watch company running for so many years, kind of against all odds. It's very cool. And you know what? This is a pretty cool way to do like because the pocket watches, they have a crown that comes in at 12 o'clock, but if you put it at like 1 o'clock, yeah, you're doing a Vacheron 1921
Mhm.
style, and that way the crown is on the side. It's also kind of out of the way for like
Yeah.
it's not going to be bulky. It's not going to be digging into your wrist, and it's still really legible.
So
That's
I said
so
I got
cool.
the Montgomery Type 1 dial, which is
Let's see. Montgomery Type 1. So Montgomery Type 1. Oh, is it? It's this
So
one, right? With the big chunky letters, or
yes, yeah,
nice.
so
This
that's the
is
Montgomery Type 1. So they, the idea is
it's
a railroad.
enamel.
Yeah, a railroad standard is this Montgomery dial, and you had to have an individual plop for each minute,
Hmm.
and so that just sort of makes it a little bit more to what it was, which was an old school timekeeper. So I like that dial configuration. The good old fashioned boxcar dial was pretty nice. I was debating between the two, but
How
I
many
opted.
millimeters is that watch? It looks pretty big.
Well, it's going to be smaller than this one because this is a 12 size watch. The movement for the other one is a 10 size watch. So it's still going to be big. I mean, it'll
Like
probably be
44
40.
millimeters, 50
It'll be 42 to 44.
Panerai. Okay, that's
Yeah,
normal size, not
it'll be pan.
Panerai. Okay.
And this was the other design that you were mentioning, right? The
Yeah,
boxcar.
yeah, the
Okay,
box
yeah, I
car.
like the other one better.
Yeah, it just has a bit more flavor.
Yeah, it's this one is like you could say it's cleaner, but it's if you're talking about history and this is much better. And you're sending them your own movement, right?
Yeah.
So there's the like
Do you have to?
Well, the movement that I wanted them to use was something called the Hamilton 923, and there's only about 1,400 of them ever made. So they may not have access to one if I didn't.
Oh, okay. Otherwise, though, you
So
could order a watch from them and they get the movement
yes.
if you didn't
So
know better.
their pricing, they say you can get it in sort of the 917, which I guess is sort of a more commercially available movement, and then it has a price, and then you could get it in the 923, which is like a almost like a 2 grand upcharge. And so obviously I could send them that watch and not have to pay the upcharge. But yeah,
I don't know if there's any good.
I'll probably have it in
Oh,
about
liquor
six
store didn't
months.
have anything.
wow. When you get it, we would love to have you back on the stream to do unboxing
Sure.
and talk about RGM. Because like yeah, I visited them and they actually told me
Oh,
if huh?
these are 10 grand.
Oh yeah. So how much is something like this is going to cost you to do?
It's
If you
it's right.
provide your own movement.
Yeah, it's right. It's right in front of you. So it's
So even if
75.
you provide your own
Oh,
movement, it's
oh,
still
right here, yeah.
7,500.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
Okay, confidential.
So it's like so here's the thing. They're saying 7,400 when the movement with 921 movement, 923 movement when available is like 9,000. But since you're providing them your own movement, I think it's going to be a little bit less than 7,500, correct?
Not
Or
sure.
yeah, okay. Yeah, it's around that it's not cheap. It's definitely not cheap to do a project like this. But you know what? Like it's a rare movement. RGM is really respectable watch brand. I'm pretty sure what you're doing, yeah, it's a custom order, but this is something that could be sought after even if you wanted to sell it down the road. Because when I was yeah, but I was at RGM and there was some people who who bought the RGM one. They had like a meetup, open house basically at RGM. I was talking to just people there, and a lot of them they they were not the original owners of the watches they had on the wrist, their RGM watches that they had. They bought them from somebody else. And a lot of those watches, they were like, "Oh, this was like a one of one that somebody ordered in like a platinum case with a very specific dial combination." Yeah, they paid a little bit less than the person who ordered it, but it wasn't much less. So
Yeah.
like a lot of this stuff, there is market for it.
Yeah. As I said, I'm the dummy in the community who doesn't ever think about the
It's not about the
thinking.
money retention. Like, that's
Yeah.
that's where people go wrong with the hobby is where they put like value retention or investments first, and then they're just not happy. They're not happy because you know what? A lot of their wristwatch investments they go wrong, and they don't make money. They lose money, and you're doing it for the passion. So
Yeah,
you're gonna get a lot of love out of this.
if you look in the dictionary under "buy what you like," which I know is cliche, it's a picture of Patrick. Buy what you like.
Exactly.
I mean, what other idiot would buy the Dune 2 watch? I mean, come on.
Oh, the
Oh.
pizza slice,
So I mean,
Hamilton.
but I mean, as the guy who's sitting right here with his Dune popcorn bucket, I
Oh,
mean,
by the
there's
way, that popcorn was really controversial. Show that thing one more time. Put on the screen
I don't know.
Is that
Do you want to
is
get
that a
whole.
sex
I don't think.
toy? Is that a sex toy, or is that
do you want
or
to
is
get
that
demonetized, Tim?
Yeah,
what the fuck?
they knew
But
what they were doing. They sparked the controversy with that thing. That's
these things
really
are selling.
collectible now.
Yeah, these things are selling for like $100 right after they came out. I mean, I don't know what they're selling for now,
They're
but
probably
similarly, I don't buy
Can't
things.
unsee that. I can't
Yeah,
unsee that. I can't
Yeah.
unsee that,
here you go,
man.
Mickey, just for you.
No, no, no. Look away. Look away.
But yeah, I mean, I've got a buddy who has a watch shop and he sells Hamilton, so he was able to get me this at a little bit of a discount, which made it sting less. But I still knew I was going to buy it because Dune is my favorite book movie series of all time, always has been. And the fact that they made a prop
Correct.
watch, I couldn't resist.
Was that watching the movie somehow? That design? I don't know.
There was
Nothing to do with.
there was something that, I mean, it's a big watch looking thing, but no, it's not. So
Okay.
this is a classic case shape by Hamilton called the Ventura. This one's a little bit different. They angulated it, made it look more like a stealth fighter.
Yeah.
But all in all, they took a similar movement and made it a little bit different for a
I'm
really
I'm
large
old.
special edition that you can still buy today. So obviously
I'm
it is
old.
not.
I'm old, and if they ever made like a Star Trek communicator cell phone, the one, and as a kid, that's what we do now. Like the first Star Trek cell phone I had was like a flip phone, and I felt like it was like that. But if they ever came up with like a Star Trek, I know I'm being weird, but like a Star Trek, the communicator that they used to use, sign me up. I'm gonna walk around like that with that thing. It's hilarious.
Oh, as I said, I'm guilty of dumb decision making here and there.
By the way, I
Sorry,
just
James,
checked
the
a
advisor.
brand new Dune
What?
popcorn bucket with box and papers, factory seal, goes for $300. So they are going up in value.
Man, I'm gonna have to get a bigger safety deposit box.
uh, that's really good. Look, Dune is like the first sci-fi novel, I think. Like that with that type of complexity of universe. I think that was the first time anyone done something like that, where they created an entire world that kind of makes sense. It has basically everything, the entire background, future, past, everything. It's a complete universe within the book.
Yeah.
It was never done before. So
Well, for me,
huge shout out to Frank Herbert.
yeah, I was great. For me, it was simple because when I was a kid, I thought that the movie on the VHS looked cool, and I always
Yeah.
wanted to rent it. And every time I would tell my mom that I wanted to rent it, the person behind the counter, which is a big mind your own business, would be
Uh-huh.
like, "Oh no, he won't like that. It's too complicated."
What the heck?
Like you tell a kid over and over again that this movie is going to be too complicated. I mean, they they created the love for the movie before I even saw the movie, and
Nice.
I've been a fan of all of it ever since.
So is that the original Dune we're talking about, or like the remake? Wasn't Sting in the original Dune?
Yeah, the original one was made in 1984, and it had Sting and Patrick Stewart and Kyle MacLachlan and all those peeps.
How did
I
he do that
actually
just then? How did you do
the
that? You just did a bubble thing. How did you do that?
the Apple does weird things. You want some laser beams? Is it this one?
Oh, is that what you're on Apple?
Or is that does that?
Yeah, or maybe it's
Sometimes it does it, sometimes it doesn't. Yeah. Oh, look at that.
so yeah, depending on which one it is. So I,
Mine don't work.
you say, Mickey, I'll give you a little.
There you go.
So my
Love for the watch community.
my 4-year-old
That's
loved it.
hilarious.
But no, I loved it from the start, and I've read all the books, and I think I have the original movie poster from 1984 and hiding in my room because my wife won't let me put it on the wall, of course. But
84. That I saw it in high school, so that makes sense.
Red Shovel has the original poster of The Wizard where uh, Fred Savage was in. By the way, nice Ventura watch as well. Let's see what else what else you got for us?
oh, I see. James is asking if I have a
Oh,
platinum pocket watch, and
yeah.
I have been hunting for a cool platinum pocket watch for a while, and I know which one I want. I just haven't found it yet. But Seiko Shah made, which is before Seiko, they made a pocket watch that the emperor gave as a gift, and it came in a platinum case. And I'm looking for one that has blue sapphires because for whatever reason, Seiko Shah, Japan, they sometimes would replace the ruby jewels with a blue sapphire jewel. And I think that would just be the most cool combo. But to answer the question, no. The only platinum watch I've got is my really cool, super wild Crador.
Oh, fuck.
So that's
That's pretty crazy, Crador.
this is the
Crador is like
this is
the
the
higher than Grand Seiko at the moment.
well, this is the first release ever spring drive, and they made 500 of them in stainless steel, which I got right here. And so they made it in this weird integrated bracelet.
Oh, that's kind of
And
cool. Yeah.
they made 300 in yellow gold, which it's an ugly watch, so I can't buy it. I really want to, but it's just ugly. And they made 100 in the platinum, and the platinum's got a unique movement. But it took me a long time to find this watch, and when I finally did, I was a very happy guy. But
I love the leather strap that you put it on as well. Like that's such a refreshing color combination. Is that how
yeah,
it came or that you put that on?
yeah, I put it on. This is a cheap Tunis strap from Vietnam.
What?
So, but no, I agree. I like the color and the little white pop back and forth. So I thought it looked good. But uh,
Whoa.
but yeah, that's a
This is that a gold movement or it's like a brass movement that they finished it in gold
it's
and
it's just finished. It's not a
manual
gold.
wind,
So yeah,
right?
manual wine spring drive. It comes in
Wow.
a. It's not even platinum 950. It's platinum 1000, and
Jesus.
it comes with a platinum buckle. So once again, they did it right.
What? And it's quite heavy. It's gonna be really
It
heavy
is
probably.
it
Yeah.
is very heavy. So because it's a small watch. I mean, it's like a 37 or so, but I mean, yeah, it is quite heavy,
And what kind of
surprisingly.
dial is that? That it's like a some kind of because the dial also looks really good. Bring it up
It's
closer to the screen. Yeah.
it's got so many weird things to it because I mean, yeah, it's
Yeah.
got these coffin shaped markers, which I think are really cool. It's got a
Wow.
somewhat of a guilloche center, and then it's got some other little patterns on there. This was so
Wow.
early
What
though that you
what's
know the,
what's the Creedor logo at 12? What is that symbol?
so it's supposed to be a mountain range, and
Oh,
so it's the
okay.
three little blips up there, but they're kind of confused because the name Crador is French, and I'm trying to remember what it means, but but
Is
it
Creedor still made? Do they still make them?
they still do.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
okay.
Etchy too. One of the viewers back in the day got the Etchy too, the blue dial one. He had to get like go through the interview process. That's how difficult it was. Uh, and they Grand Seiko or Seiko, they're pivoting that brand to be like their most luxurious pieces nowadays. So something like that is going to be super collectible. By the way, can you give it a little wind for us and show us how that spring drive movement works? Because you said that's also the first spring drive movement.
Which has the worst
Yeah.
crown you've ever seen. It is a small recessed crown that's like cone shaped. So it is not a pleasure to watch or to wind. But for the community, I will give it some good winding for you. Not that you can
Yeah,
buy.
nice. Yeah, manual wind movements. You just need one or two. Unfortunately, it's not all they're cracked up to be. It's very difficult. Oh, there we go. Look at that perfect sweep. So peaceful. Section.
Well,
Yeah, with the date. Very
what
nice.
what
Oh, and
what
it's
is
got those.
the
Oh,
what is the name? What does it say in the middle? Pure
It's a
platinum case.
pure platinum case, which,
That's kind of interesting.
yeah,
pure platinum.
it also has which thankfully, gosh, I'm so happy mine didn't have it. It has a name plate on the side. So I guess you could have like etched your name on it if you wanted to.
Oh,
I've only
nice.
seen two of them sell in a decade, and the other one
It
had
almost
somebody's
look.
name
I
on
thought
it.
it was going to be like an AP. What's the AP that has the case like that? Uh, what's the crazy AP everyone's got to buy, Timmy?
The crazy AP that everybody has to have.
Yeah, the 1958. No, it's not that. What's it called? The
Oh, code
is that
1159.
Code 1159. Yeah, when he showed it to me, I thought it was like a Code 1159 look.
Like skeletonization on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There's actually there's some other brands that do that. They have like this plate on the side. I'm not sure. I forget which ones. I think maybe Ferdinand Barthou. I've seen some other brands. They have like like 4 screws or whatever, and you have to unscrew them. They can get hand carved engraving, and then you put it back in. It's kind of cool because you can engrave something. You can engrave because it has the case back open, right? Because usually, what do people do? They buy a gold Patek, and the case back would be gold, and you would engrave something, here's happy birthday or somebody's name or a date on the back, and they give it as a gift. And now that, sapphire backs became popular, the watchmakers, they try to innovate and like create spaces where personalization could be added. And this is kind of an interesting way to do it, right? Yeah, couple of screws and actually, they could take that off. You can engrave it, and
Yeah,
then you can go back to
as long as
Grand Seiko, and they'll buff it
as long as
out
they
and
still make
hang on.
replacements for it.
I'm a
Yeah.
sucker for what's it, the Paddock Hunter case that
Mhm.
has the flip back. Oh man, I don't even know what watch that is, but that's so cool that you have a case back that you open up and then you view the movement like that. I think it's the Hunter case. I'm not
Mhm.
sure.
Yeah.
And some Pateks, they include second case back. So they have a sapphire case back, and they also give you, in addition to a sapphire case back, they give you like a gold case back. And you can have the gold case back engraved, and you can wear it with the gold case back. And then if you want to have it with an open case back, you just switch it for the other case back. Two case backs. I
Well,
think that's like the best way to do it, in my opinion. Workaround. By the way, Fat Winback Ben says he bought his son his first Rolex today in Calgary. He earned it 100%. Rolex Explorer white dial.
White
He
dial.
was so proud. I was looking away.
Oh, Explorer
Oh.
2. Explorer 2 must be.
Oh, Explorer 2. Okay, so Explorer 2, like a polar,
Mhm. Congrats, Ben.
Congratulations. Uh, Tell your son I welcome him to the Explorer 2 Club. Probably the best Rolex tool watch in the catalog. The last one, Thomas Burnett was yesterday on the stream, and we were talking about like 'cause he got 4 Rolexes, and Double D said like, why would anyone need more than one Rolex? Makes no sense. And Thomas Burnett was like, yeah, this makes perfect sense. Why would you need? I told him like, well, maybe Explorer 2 you sell because it's one of those watches you can always kind of get back. And the prices on these were collapsing.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, this is the last Rolex tool watch, which is
Oh
like,
well, he agreed with that one. Yeah, I
yeah.
saw that, and I know what he was saying. But for example, my collection, a black,
Mhm.
on Polycenter Link, a Guinness, a Datejust 41 on Jubilee Oyster, an Explorer 2, and a Milgauss, and I have others. But take those five; those are completely different watches. Yeah, they're Rolex, but it's not the same case. It's not the same bezel. It's not the same. I mean, there's a lot of diversity within Rolex. I'm a fanboy, but
Different history, I think that's the most important, right? They're all
yeah.
those watches have different, unique history, different backgrounds, and they're for different kinds of people as well. JHB, thank you so much for $5 super chat. Happy New Year, all really nice watches. Patrick, what do you like from Grand Seiko? I'm thinking about getting the winter of the US boutique.
So,
Uh,
so here are my two Grand Seikos. I've got an old one and I've got a new one. And the old one is a quartz. And the
nice.
reason I like this one, even though it's maybe
I
not
like
as
that dial
yeah,
Yeah.
but the dial's kind of cool. It's got
The
a
waffles?
texture.
get me out of there. It's got a little texture to it. Too bad it's got the gold hands and markers
I
just to make
kinda
it.
like that. I like the gold hands. They won't
With the
tarnish.
cream.
Yeah.
But this is the catch on this one. This is the only Grand Seiko that they made in tungsten.
Oh,
So
Oh,
fuck.
this is a limited edition of 300 that they made in tungsten, which is why it looks absolutely brand new because you can't scratch it.
is it
And
heavier? I don't know
yeah,
how.
I mean only the case head. So the bracelet is standard Grand Seiko bracelet, but I haven't really compared it to anything else, but it does have some extra heft there, so I'm sure it does. But
I thought it was the Zaratsu polishing, that's why it's so, like,
And it's a
reflectively
kanji date wheel.
yep,
the
kanji date wheel and
That's cool.
so
but
sexy.
the tungsten is what got me on it because I love weird cool metals and having a GS with a weird metal. I thought that was pretty fun. My modern one, I don't
Nice.
know. This is let's see if I can get the sparkle of the dial.
That's a
It's
Zaratsu polishing. There you go.
it's
That's
so this is the 44 GS case. I like this dial because it has sort of a secret sunray underneath there. I can't really get it in this light, but in bright light, there's actually like a guilloche radial pattern. So you can like really pop it out, but in most lights, it just looks like it's a dark, purpley navy.
you put
Uh
it on the that's not a proprietary, strap.
nope.
That's
I put it on
aftermarket.
I
Yeah.
put it on a cool rubber strap company that they makes integrated ones for Grand Seiko,
Nice.
and because this is the only or one of the only manual wind 44 GSs that has 100 meters of water resistance. And my pet peeve is having a water resistant watch on a non-water resistant strap because I wear my watches. Though I'm falling out of love with this watch because I've made a mistake. I
Oh,
don't like the manual wind.
Oh wow.
So
yeah.
as crazy as it is, depending on
I'll
the
give you
watch,
$50 for it.
that's about what it's worth these days because Grand Seiko prices plummet. But
Very hard to tell. But if you were gonna sell that watch, how much, would you want for it?
well, I mean, I think they lose about 20%. So I mean, it really wasn't all in all that bad when I bought it. I think it was like 8 grand, which in the grand scheme of watches, that's not too horrible. But
Mhm.
I think they sell pretty consistently for about 6 grand,
Okay.
and you know it's it's not it's not a horrible hit, but
Yeah.
unlike unlike most of the watches in my collection that because they're rare and they're sort of special, they at least hold their spot. That's the only one that like truly, sunk because I bought it, direct from the online boutique.
Mm.
But
That
I think I
online
just
boutique's pretty cool because they'll allow you to return anything. If you go into an AD or a boutique Grand Seiko, there's no returns, but online, you just like JLC, they'll ship it to you, and you got 14 days as long as you don't like wear it and beat it up and sweat on it and return it. It's like it's pretty cool to try out a watch and they let you return it. But
Yeah, oh, that's cool because I said, and I still like it. I don't wear it enough because it's manual wind, and
what?
I just
Wait,
don't.
aren't all your pocket watches manual wind? Wait a
No,
minute.
but that's the whole point. It's like it's not a pick up and go watch, and some
Mm.
of my watches like that Crador. I mean, obviously it's not manual or it's not automatic, but I'm going to wear that once in a rare moon. And so as rare as I wear it, I don't mind winding it. But let's say like I'm working the next
Daily
5 days.
beater.
Yeah, if I'm working the
Because
next
you
five
have it
days of
on
work.
that rubber strap, right? You put it specifically on the rubber strap to daily it. Like it's a part, that's really easy way to wear.
Yeah.
But like the fact that you have to wind it, it's just as a
And
daily watch
it's
pain.
the only watches I have that I wind that I actually enjoy winding are my Panerais because it's a big chunky wind and it's a big crown. It's just those are fun to wind. Every other watch I have that's a auto or like a self winder.
Mm.
Oh,
Oh,
there it
I,
is.
I, are you a Grand Seiko connoisseur? Do you know them pretty well?
I mean, I'm a super fan of Grand Seiko. I don't
So
memorize all
Timmy,
the
show him the
numbers.
link. Show him the eBay link that I just sent you. This is a watch that I'll
uh-huh.
tell a story. I was gonna buy on Joma Shop, and I know people hate Joma Shop, but it was like so
Ooh,
much cheaper on Joma Shop. Um, I love this watch. This is
Mhm.
one of the Four Seasons.
Yeah.
It's whatever the 4GS. It's the original 1960 whatever case that the first time they cased an automatic movement. And the seller of this watch gave me a best offer, less than that 4,500. They retail for 6,100, and I'm pretty close to. He gave me 10% off
cheap.
of that to give you an
That's
idea.
cheap. That's
So for
cheap.
4 grand for a Grand Seiko, I mean, um, do you know anything about these? That
I
may
tell you
be
right
too
now,
pedestrian
grab
for
it.
you.
I was
Grab
gonna
it.
say,
I mean,
besides just knowing the watch itself, I don't know what their prices are, but
Mm.
if that is the cheapest you're seeing out there, and that seems like that's pretty reasonable, because
it's cheaper
generally
than even
speaking,
Joma Shop, and Joma Shop, I'm not going to get. So there's my Joma Shop story. I canceled the Joma Shop order because I called them and said, "Hey, just want to make sure this is going to ship," and they said, "Yeah." I said, "Hey, look, I know it's not going to come with the warranty card, but I'm going to get the Grand Seiko inspection certificate and all the booklets." And she put me on hold, and she said, "No, we don't give you anything that's branded Grand Seiko." I said, "Spike
oh,
it, cancel the order.
Yeah,
You won't even give me the certificate. That's not the warranty." She's like, "No, we
yeah,
won't give you anything other than the box and the watch." I'm like, "Forget it. I don't
that,
want it."
yeah. The
that's a little
certificate seems
weird.
like an important part of
Well, it seems
the
cool, right?
watch.
It's not
Yeah,
it's not Paddock, but
yeah,
it's
Yeah, you still want it. I mean, it's just like anything else. If I can have the set, I would rather have the set. And
yeah. And then you can buy the same one on eBay for cheaper with the
yeah,
warranty and
I
everything.
mean,
Like,
right.
yeah.
4 grand seems like a pretty decent price to me.
And the
Yeah,
watch looks like it's been barely worn. I mean,
and you can't see in
there's
these
no,
pictures, but
yeah,
this dial has texture, not like the bamboo
mm,
or any of those things. But this photo sucks. On YouTube, there's a bunch of videos of people, and it really has a textured, cool dial. This is the Shuban or whatever, the fall version of the Four Seasons,
Mhm.
which is yeah.
I would also, you know what I would recommend is that you pick up that same rubber strap that Patrick's got his on, like 'cause that strap that Patrick got looks really nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
a
was gonna get a croc strap, but you're right. I may want to get
Mhm.
something rubber,
Yeah,
make them more.
show that again, and I love the pattern underneath, on the underside of the watch. Yeah,
so what I like is
so
that
integrated.
it's integrated, but it also shoots straight down, so it doesn't like flare out crazy. So it
Mm,
really fits well. And I said, yeah, they went into a bunch of little detail of doing all
yeah.
that.
It's like a
This
field watch. There's a mountain. What do they call it? Like a mountain
this company's
topography. Sorry.
yeah, they're sending me a custom leather one, but
Ooh.
but using some of the fancy, I don't even know what kind of leather it's called, but it's the remember the strap that the Kodo Tourbillon came on? That very like dot looking leather. Like it looked like it had like little
Perforations, like?
if you type in the Grand Seiko Kodo Tourbillon.
Okay, let me see here. By the way, JDMTL, thank you so much for 279. Happy New Year, Tim Wright. 2025 will be awesome. You know it. You know it. Oh, by the way, I found a little bit better zoom
Yeah.
in on that dial that
Yeah,
Mickey
it's
was
supposed to look like the fall. When you read Grand Seiko's website, it's the fall sky with clouds and like they describe what they meant to do it, but it's pretty cool. But
It's a really
um,
subtle kind of print, like, printing that they put in, almost like feathering on the dial. Look, oh yeah,
yeah,
look at that. It looks like
and
one
it's
of
not
those. You know those papers that you're supposed to see like an image. You have to bring it in close, and then you kind of
right. Yeah,
go
look
like that.
closer. No, look closer. No, look
Yeah.
closer.
Uh.
And I don't have any blue dial watches. I have a HS 41 I bought for my son. Um, but I don't have any blue watches, and so that the blue with the gold hands is kind of making me think I
Uh.
want it. But
So yeah,
Is
it's like
this what you were talking
it's
about? The Kodo.
it looks like that, but I got it in blue.
Oh.
So
Ooh,
I don't
nice.
365 thousand USD.
Yeah.
a bargain.
Look, if you're making 1,000 a day, you can buy this in a year. Jeez. My God. It just came up with that price because 365 days in the
Look at
year.
the
And
lugs.
it's a
The lugs are
tourbillon.
look at the lugs are cut out.
Yeah, I think they took that from Code 1159, like
11,
you said.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a crazy one. But yeah, oh, and by the way, this one right here, this is what Patrick was showing earlier. He has a Grand Seiko that has case that's pocket watch where the case is hammered like this, right?
So probably every case is different. But it's probably done by hand.
Mhm. Right? This is like Patrick, maybe you could show us one more time the case of that Grand Seiko. You
Hold on,
see the
I'm wiping the radiation off my hands.
nice.
So, but so similar to that.
Mhm. There you go. See that? And that's the crazy thing. How much did you pay for this pocket watch?
Well, actually, it's funny is they made 4 of these, and I've found all 4, even though one of them needs some
You
repair.
cornered the market?
But because this is my favorite one because it's got the brown
Yeah.
dial, and but
What's the top thing? Does it hook on something? I don't understand that.
so what this is their equivalent of a chain and a fob in one. So you'd put this in your pocket, and then this hangs over out of your pocket,
Oh,
and then
Oh,
you
you
wow.
like
pull
in a
up the little
jean
flag.
pocket?
Yeah. So pretty much it works like this. So this would stick out, and when you want to tell the time, you pull this.
It's perfect for pickpockets in Rome.
100%. So maybe not the safest thing in the world,
Wow.
but
Why
it's
did
got
you
a
buy all 4?
what's that?
Why did you buy all 4?
Because
Oh, they
I'm
have
broke.
all different dials?
They've got all different dials and all different cases. So
Oh, I see, I get it.
like one of them is smooth, one of them has a radial pattern to the embellishment, one has I guess maybe
Mhm.
an up and down pattern to it, and then this one's horizontal. So and one's got a Roman dial, and one almost looks like it's a blue, and one's just stark white. So as I said, I'm a dummy. When I fall down a rabbit hole, I fall all the way.
Hey, that's what we're here for. We love the different rabbit holes, guys.
Well, we're
it's,
gonna
it's
do a Seiko Saturday still, right?
yeah, oh yeah. This Saturday is gonna be the first episode. We're actually gonna have an unboxing, and I even got the book to start studying some of the Seiko background information. This is for Seiko
Wait,
divers, 62 Mas.
can you read, Tim, or is it has just has good pictures?
No, no, no. I can read, and
Oh, okay.
it
I didn't
actually
know.
half of the book. It's not as long as it seems because it's also in It's in both. There's a lot of pictures here, which is awesome, but it's in both Japanese and English. So yeah, I don't have to read half of it. Wait,
That's
wait. Let me
cool.
show you. There's like a Japanese part. I think one side is Japanese. You see that? Oh, wait, wait, wait.
Mm,
It's both English. Wait, hold on a second. Let me bring up a different. Oh, okay. Here you go. Look at that. See? There's Japanese
yeah.
and English translation. So it's not as long as it seems. It's a very short read. Probably something that'll take like two days. But yeah, like this stuff turning this knowledge into a book, I think is really important and more people should put the effort in into write it down to the book. That way the knowledge can be
Patrick, are you
preserved.
ever going to write a book? Seems like something's
No,
in
But
the no.
I'm
you
too
should
lazy.
consider it because the form like that all that forms information that you're scouring one day that could be gone because for example like digital watch vault it existed and now it's gone, it's erased.
That's
all,
true.
all Everybody's contributions, everybody put their serials numbers in there and then it's gone.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
and
if
those forums, think
someone
about it.
wants to come sit
Whoever's
in my living
managing
room
the
and
forums, they might
And be your
die one
editor.
day, and that's it. It's the forum is going to
Mhm.
be
Yeah, if
will disappear.
someone just wants to listen to me and dictate it into something, come on down. But besides that, I'm too lazy.
Yeah, but you should consider it. When you have
What
a lot of free time.
What are you guys in the mood for next? I've got maybe 2 or 3 more watches, then I'm gonna go eat my pizza.
Yeah,
Show them.
let's see 2 or 3 more watches. Let's do
What?
your preference, your favorite ones.
Let's see. Well, I'm just trying to see what's readily available.
What's your
So,
daily wear wristwatch?
oh, okay. Give me 1 second. Well, actually, I'm wearing one of them. So,
Ooh.
this is
Oh,
my
I remember this watch.
yeah, that's my Jay Leno, and so this is the titanium Sportura chronograph. And what I love about this watch, besides that, you get the mechanical, even though it has a
Doesn't
digital
look
part.
like it's a mechanical. Yeah.
It it is probably one of the most comfortable watches I have. It's a big watch, but it's titanium. But however it balances, because sometimes titanium watches just feel cheap as hell and you hate them, it
Mm.
wears perfect. Like it's not too heavy, it's not too light. It's there, you remember it's there, but it's forgettable enough that you're not feeling like you've got a
That is an interesting thing. I tried on an exhibition, Yachtmaster Titanium, the new Rolex one, and I kept kind of. Let me turn my camera on. I kept kind of going like this, going like, is this real? Like, is there a movement in this? I kept saying like, it just didn't feel quality, the titanium. I knew it
Mhm.
was. I knew it was a real Rolex. I was in an AD, but I was like, it
Yeah,
felt weird.
my favorite Grand Seiko of all time was just the traditional snowflake until I tried it on. I was like, I can't buy this. The snowflake is so lightweight. I mean,
Mm,
it feels like a snowflake.
Yeah.
It
yeah,
it is not fun to wear, and I couldn't do it. But
interesting.
let me go pick up another.
All right.
With titanium watches, you have to overcome that mental like
Thick, heft is quality. Yeah.
Yeah, you associate like because gold, like you think, oh, this is a steel watch. Here's a gold watch. Gold watch is more expensive. It's more luxurious, more
Yeah,
rare
but that's a
material.
great point. I tried
Yeah,
on a 40 millimeter or whatever they are, 4041, a platinum, and then a white gold date, and I was like, oh, I don't know that I want this. Do I want to lug this around? Like,
yeah,
there's a fine. I guess I'm a whiner. There's a fine line between it's too light, it's not quality, and then like, why do I have to carry this thing on my wrist? Some of the precious metal watches are just heavy, man, heavy.
dude. When I was in Italy, we met this guy. Me and a roommate, we were going on a hike at the Montserrat. Let me show you what Montserrat is. It's like a Montserrat Trail. Let me just Google it for you. Uh, Italy. It's so crazy. The okay, check this out. So, this is kind of what it's a like what would you call it? Like monastery on the hill.
Okay.
You take the bus to get up to the monastery, but then from monastery you can take like a hike up the mountain, and there's like different vistas that you have to hike. So you like if you're on that side, you have to hike all around, and it's kind of very hilly. And but when we were waiting for the cable cart to get us up to the monastery, we met this guy who was wearing a platinum Daytona. And then later we were going up to the higher elevations, and he bolted off before us. And I was taking pictures, so we were very slow. I was photographing everything, and then we met him like halfway up, and he gave up. He couldn't make it to the top because the platinum Daytona was just slowing him down.
It's funny, when we were in Austria, we went to the Eagle's Nest,
Mm,
controversial place, I guess, but it's the same thing. You take a bus up to
mhm.
the Eagle's Nest, and then you can do kind of some walks from there, and the views were kind of similar to the Alps. But
Yeah, and that's when you want to wear a titanium
yeah,
watch.
right, yeah.
Okay, that's when you understand. The quality is in the lightness of this watch, and it like reprograms your brain. Uh,
What you got, Patrick?
Well, my probably number one go-to watch is my Zen U50 Professional.
Oh,
And
Kleiner would be happy.
and
Hell
so
yeah.
just like every other watch on the planet out there, the more limited it is or a little odd, that just makes me happy. So I knew I wanted a U50 for forever. And they come up with new dials and new little combos here and there. And I knew they'd made the U1 Professional, and I'd been hoping, of course, they'd make the U50, and they did. So the U1 Professional they made 100 of, the U50 they made 150 of. They sold out in like a minute,
Yeah.
and I
Did
was
you buy
lucky
that from
enough
Watch
to.
Buys? Do you buy that from Watch Buys or direct?
Yeah.
Yeah. We went through Watch Buys website a night or two ago. I told Tim about it. We went through a bunch of Zins. There's some great watches.
Hmm. And so, I guess there's some changes. It's got a domed crystal where I guess the regular one doesn't, and the crown's in a different spot, and it's got some different text just to do some weird things. But what I love about this watch is, I wear this watch a lot. There's not a mark on it. I mean, the tegament is just wild. You truly could just.
Explain Tegament.
Well, there's two parts. One, they use a steel that's different. So it's actually a submarine steel. So it's a little bit of a harder steel anyway, and a little bit more corrosion resistance. Then they virtually, pressurize it to make it what they call tegamented, which adds uh, just a scratch resistance to it.
Interesting.
So some
Yeah.
watches put a coating on watches that gives them like a DLC coating, but there's a coating.
It's like a
Here it's
Yeah.
the
clear
actual
coating.
metal. And so, this
The
watch,
coatings suck because sooner or later, just like the older Breitlings and things that do the AR coating on the inside and outside, what were they thinking putting an AR on the outside? But they do it, they did it.
yeah,
And then as soon as that starts to scratch and fade, you can't even look at that watch. But
yeah. So I mean, the what told me on this was Tim Masso always used to do this one thing with his. He would take his car key and he'd scrape up the watch, and you'd see all this like metal shavings, and then he'd dust off the watch and goes, "That was my key," because the watch would
wow.
actually chew up his key, but
Yeah.
the watch itself was untouched.
I
And
wonder what on the hardness scale that is compared to I'm
Mm.
sure that's out there. There's diamond, everything has a hardness scale.
I know they
I
do a
think,
lot of Vickers, but I don't know what that means. This is
yeah.
about 1,400 Vickers, I think, and I think normal steel is about 200.
Wow.
Wow.
So it's considerably stronger, but I love this watch just because it's bulletproof. And
I
What's water
love Zinn.
resistance on that?
a 500.
Yeah, I thought that was. I
Yeah.
thought I've seen that watch before. I don't understand it, but I get it.
Yeah, so I mean, I said it's super waterproof, super bomb proof. Someone asked if it's oil filled. It is not oil filled, but threw another fun pocket watch in the list. So here's a Seiko
Japanese.
Sha. This is supposedly what they call a kamikaze pocket watch.
Oh,
So this was the flight pocket watch that they used to put in planes back then because they didn't have other
one-way
clocks.
planes.
So, I have people who rip me apart in the comments of my videos all the time and says, "Oh, it's not kamikaze." I'm like, "Well, that's the nickname." So,
Yeah.
it was all of the Imperial Air Force, but
What's the hour hand? It looks like a
Ace of
an
spades.
arrow or a ace of spade. Yeah.
it's a spade. It's got a little bit of some. Where's my hairs? It's got a little bit of some.
Ooh, whoa! There's some serious loom on that. It's like It's a pilot's pocket watch.
So
Wow.
it's just there's a little
There's loom on it.
decay
Yeah.
on
That's pretty
there.
cool.
Yeah.
But that
Timmy,
one's
we need to go to Japan and shop for some watches.
yeah.
Get a Grand Seiko in Japan. Maybe you should save.
There's a
Maybe you should
Gonzo
save your
stream.
Grand Seiko purchase for Japan. Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool. Lately, I've fallen back in love with this watch because I had a crappy strap on it, and so this is all about getting a strap that you love can make you re-love a watch because this is a kind of a rare Seiko. They call it the Burger, and so it's got a rotary dial to tell the time. And I had the version in black, I still do, but I always liked the one in white better. And so finally I was able to find one, but it comes on a leather strap and it just it's not my thing. So I found these little rubber straps that have the
Well, I'm
cool
sure that rubber strap compared to a leather completely changed the look of it. Like more
it
sporty, more.
completely makes it modern. And I don't know, I just think it goes so much better with the actual like aesthetics of the watch. But I've been wearing this one like nobody's business lately. I just think it's a cool watch. And
Cool display. Completely different way of telling the time.
what I love about it
Right?
though is just because when someone sees Seiko, they don't think that you've
Yeah.
got a relatively expensive watch on your wrist. So
Yeah, they probably think it's a one of those watches that keep your heart rate in your one of the workout watches. It almost
Yeah.
looks like I can't think of the brand, but like one of the
Like a Garmin.
Garmin, yeah, or something.
Yeah. It
From
looks
far
like
away.
it looks a little bit digital too, because the case side.
Mhm. And
Really nice. And
then,
it's got a bit of like a tri-lobe way of showing the time, or you can think of
yeah,
it like
well,
uh,
Now,
they
do you do Rolex? Do you do Rolex and Breitling and Omega and all that crap, or not? Crap, sorry, that's what I own, but or not really. Have you
it
moved on from?
it depends. I mean, I've got a Sky Dweller. That's the only Rolex I own. Um,
sick.
I have
That makes
a
sense, knowing you. That makes
Yeah.
sense, knowing you, that you would go for the Sky Dweller. You don't seem like an Explorer One guy.
It's
You
like a
need,
gadget. It's a Rolex gadget
yeah,
watch, right? The
right.
bezel is you played with that bezel, right?
Yeah, I
The
have. Yeah,
what do they call it? The
control bezel,
control or this command? Control or command?
command, command.
so
Control command
I
bezel.
only
Jesus.
have one. Well, actually, I have two Omegas. One in pocket watch form, just a standard
Oh,
Omega pocket watch. But my other Omega pocket watch is actually getting built because, being the dummy that I am, I bought three of these watches,
What?
all the same. So this is a tungsten Seamaster
70?
and 70s.
Oh,
And this one's nicknamed the Baby Anakin because with the right handset, it has a blue hand. This one doesn't, but the other one does. So what I did was I bought one that had a beautiful case I bought one that had a beautiful dial, and I bought one that had the beautiful handset. And now the watchmaker is putting them all together for me.
Wow.
So some idiot bought 3 watches to build 1 watch.
Wow. And
And
then baby Anakin, why? Because it looks very Star Warsy, or what did the
yeah,
actor wear?
they because it's got a blue hand, it looks like the blue lightsaber. And then they made a Speedmaster that I guess they call the Darth Vader because it has a red hand. So,
Mm.
and there's another Speedmaster that has a blue hand, that one's called the Anakin. So
Oh,
If they only made a Dune version, you would be in heaven.
yeah.
absolutely. So, but those are the 2 things I'm waiting for. That's been at the watchmaker for like 3 months now, so who knows how long that'll take. And then I'm waiting for my RGM watch. And the bad news, Mickey, kind of like what you're saying. I mean, I'm running out of watches that I'm interested in right now because
Yeah.
I'm kind of looking for little niche areas.
Right.
And if a watch is kind of too standard, sadly, it just kind of isn't interesting.
It
And
bores you. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it doesn't mean that it's not a great watch, but every watch that I've ever bought that was just kind of a regular watch, I just kind of lose love with it because it doesn't have the uniqueness. And
Mm.
I think like 2 years ago, I made fun of a watch that everyone else in the world hates, but I kind of like, and that's the Alon Silverstein Bell and Ross that was in ceramic, the Diver. It's a cool,
Oh, okay.
it's a
I don't know
cool
that.
looking watch, but I said Timmy's hopefully looking for it.
Alan
What?
Silverstein, he's the this is the like the watch designer. He has these funky hands, right?
Yeah, but
Red,
if you do the
yellow, blue.
Oh yeah, Long
yeah,
Silverstein. Yeah.
if you do the Bell and Ross Diver Alon Silverstein, you'll see.
Okay, yeah. Okay, there you go. I found
I
it.
don't like the
Okay.
other ones. They made a chronograph and they made I think a regular one. Oh no. That's the
Oh,
regular. That one's ugly as
oh,
so
oh,
yeah, it's got to be the Diver.
oh, the diver. Okay, okay.
And
Wow.
because and I'm just shocked because could I have bought it when it was brand new? Yes,
Mm.
but I swore that it was going to go less, but it really hasn't. It's
Oh,
just
this one.
yeah, it's
Oh,
just
fuck, yeah.
it's just sat at the same like $5,500 price tag, and
Mhm.
I'm just surprised. So like if it went to 4 grand, I'd buy it in a heartbeat. If it went to
Yeah.
4,500, I'd think about it. 5,000, I may just pull the trigger, but it's just right above the level that I'm comfortable paying for.
Holy
But
shit, the loom on this thing is out of control.
I think it's so ugly and cool at the
Yeah.
same time that I love
I
it.
didn't know he did collaborations like that with other brands. What
Yeah,
is it?
he
What watch
so
brand is
many
he normally
collaborations.
known for? His own?
He
uh
he had
He was. In the olden days, he made some of his own watches, or at least his own style. I mean, to be fair, and I don't know what I say to be true, but that Revolution brand, the guy who's in charge of that, he's just pimping out a bunch of, watches to names, and he's making little limited editions like 4 times a year. So he's doing some cash cow stuff, which I'm not really
yeah.
fond of,
Mm.
but I like this watch, but I'm just shocked that it hasn't. I thought it would die. Like I thought it would sell for 5,500 and you'd find one for like 3 grand easy, but surprisingly, no.
I think it caught on a little bit because it's probably like one of his best collabs. The hands are really chunky, and that kind of makes this collab stand out. When you look at the other ones, see, there's the chronograph, right? The
Yeah,
hands, they're skinny. There's no loom in the hands.
yeah, that one's
Then there's
decent,
like
but
wacky stuff. Here's
yeah,
the his collab with Resonance Watch brand. He did a collab. Here's with what's this one?
What's
With
his own?
oh, is this just his own? Oh, it looked
It was like a
like
Breitling bracelet.
Genta to me at first. This is with the Tourbillon. Holy
That's a SpongeBob. That's a SpongeBob watch.
yeah, under the sea. Is
yeah. But
yeah.
that's
Oh,
almost. I mean, I don't know if that's the the devolution of my watch collecting, but
Mm.
seeing something like that, because I think they made 50 in a pair of 3, and they made 50 by themselves. So there's probably 100 of them. So
Yeah,
there's
I'm not kissing up, but I'll give you this. Um, you're free because you just like what you like, and like I won't lie to you. Like I have watches that I say they're shitters. They're Karl F. Bucher and they're older Breitlings and things, and people are like, why are you getting those? Because I like them. But you're really free. You just get what you want, and a lot of people don't do that though. They're worried about, well, if I leave the house and I don't wear my my gold Daytona or whatever, like if I meet another watch guy and you're like, I don't care, but that's a hard place to get to because I'm being honest, a lot of us are in the watches, and you want recognition. You want to, if you're on an airplane, you're sitting in first class next to somebody, always don't want to wear your Houdinki Timex because the guy next to you is wearing a Daytona. You're like, oh fuck, I should have wore something better. And maybe you don't even notice each other's watches, but there is like a psychological thing with watches. Like, let's be honest, a lot of people have cars. I have nice cars, and people that are driving the high end Porsches, they love that car, but they're also looking for attention, right? So, but you truly are. I'm giving a
yeah.
speech, but you truly are free. You just buy what you like, clearly,
Well,
and fuck.
but you're right, and there's a part of me that still falls for that because I adamantly say over and over again that I don't like micro brands, and the reason
Yeah,
that I don't, because micro brands do all of the things that I like in watches. They make weird dials, they use weird materials, they innovate more than any of the, Rolexes, Omegas, they
sure.
do stuff. But all in all, micro brands, they're too, for what you're saying, they're too not name. Like, I like this because it's a Seiko and it's cool. I like this because it's a Girard-Perregaux and it's cool. I
Mm.
like my Tantalum
Yeah.
ones because they're Panerai. So there still is a brand part to it. I'm just trying to find the parts of the brand I like. Like right now, the Omega
Mm,
catalog bores the hell out of me. But I found some
yeah.
of their vintage Omegas in tungsten cases. I was like, hell yeah, I'm going to get one of those. And at the end of the day, I'm probably going to end up spending as much for an old vintage Omega as I could for a brand new Omega off the shelf. But I'll
Right.
enjoy a vintage Omega 1,000 times more than
Yeah.
just your regular Seamaster 300.
That's how I am with my two Breitlings. I have an older Cosmonaut and I have an old Navitimer, and I don't like any of the new Breitlings, but I would never sell my older ones. So
The
I
new
get it.
Breitlings
I
feel
get
like
it.
they sold out, right? Like,
Well, yeah, that Kern, the new guy that's running it, I'm not a fan of Kern. Yeah, he got rid of the gold wings on a Breitling Navitimer and then tried to replace it with a B. They're kind of going back away from that now. But like that's the Breitling. That's like Rolex getting rid of the crown. Like, what are you
yeah.
doing? Because he wanted to shake it up, and then they have all those special
He wanted to
editions.
make it more mainstream, right? The B
Yeah,
is like the wings could be divisive, but you know what? They have a following, and like
right. And then
it
and they
covered out
dumbed
the
down.
crown. Yeah,
And they dumbed down some of the Navitimers. Well, they got rid of some of the outside, you know, uh, kilometer and scales. I don't know what they're called, but I'm not smart. But like, and they dumbed it down, so it doesn't even look like a Breitling anymore. This looks like a watch that has an outside track. It doesn't have. Now, the old Navitimers are busy, and some people don't like that. But that's what they're known for. It's like if Rolex stopped doing Cyclopses completely, you'd be like, wait, what? Like, I don't know. Well, I'm not making sense, but
by the
Well,
way, Mr. Butt, thank you so much for £2 super chat. Happy New Year, Tim, and the watch community. You're right about the Cyclopses. Like, there's people who really hate Cyclopses. They can't stand them.
right.
But like Rolex, they're such a Rolex thing that I think even if Rolex might in the future develop a way to create a magnification kind of some
That
kind of a
doesn't have the
magnification
bubble.
that doesn't have the bubble. Yeah, somehow warp the crystal, maybe. No, but there's already been so much experimentation around this. Like AP, they put the bubble on the underside, and that way it has a flat. But actually, it creates. Then you need a gap for the hands, right? Then suddenly there's a big gap for the hands when
Mm,
they go around. Or and then there's also some clever guys. They put the bubble on the dial, so then it magnifies the date, just in that space between the dial and where the date was.
right. There's nothing I hate more than the a round Cyclops with the on Breitlings and things that have the round uh, magnification. I, my mind just goes. I
Yeah.
hate the look of that, you know. But some people may love the round Cyclops, but
Mm,
Well,
I've
before
been
I run away tonight, I'm going to show you one last ugly watch.
let's do it.
whoa.
This is like, is this a Gorilla brand
It is
or
the Gorilla.
there we
Good
go.
good call, Timmy.
Yeah,
So,
it's Gorilla, and, this is the complication from the AP, the Star Wheel.
So, it's completely ugly. It's completely huge. It
I think
actually,
this was started by a guy who left AP, actually.
he did. And, and that's kind of like
Did
speaking
he
of
get
micro.
sued?
I don't know. But speaking of micro brands and like not
That is
liking them,
cool.
this at least made me feel like it wasn't a
Yeah,
micro brand because
yeah,
at least there's some like sprinkling of because I mean you can buy a Xeric any day and they're
yeah,
probably fine watches, but at least this made me feel like it had a little bit more of a horology to it than just a Chinese watch made by someone to make money.
yeah,
And it cost a hell of a lot more probably when it was new, but on the secondary market you can buy these pretty dirt cheap. And one came up and it was in like absolutely fantastic brand new condition, and I'm like,
on
that's
color.
just ugly enough that I want it. And
I
With
like
that
the
sports,
strap on it.
looks like a Nike
Looks
Sports Apple Watch brand.
it
Yeah,
does.
yeah, yeah. Really sporty.
So,
That's so cool.
but
And
that
what's the
they
case made of? Is it like a carbon,
well, that's the thing. It's got everything. So it's got
yeah.
carbon, it's got aluminum, and then it's got
Wow.
ceramic.
Nice. That's
So
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 fun.
the bezel won't scratch. I guess you got to be careful about
Yeah,
that little aluminum strip, and then of course, what'll
carbon.
happen to that in 100 years with the carbon? Who knows? But
Yeah.
but for now, it's holding up good, and it's got a titanium case back and titanium buckle. So they really didn't like pull too many cheap cards on it.
Yeah.
So
You
pretty.
the only thing I ask is that 30, 40 years from now, you clean up this collection and don't leave this mess to your child because they're not going to know what the hell to do with it.
You are 100% correct. As I said, at that point, it'll have to be streamlined enough to be like, these are the ones you have to care about. These over there, do what you will. But because, as I said, no one's going to be looking for the gorilla weird wandering hour complication 100 years from now. But for
Yeah,
now, as I said, I wear that watch more than a lot of my other watches, just because one, it's a battle axe, and two, that's half the fun of wearing these watches is having something that someone looks down at your wrist and goes, "What the hell is that?" And you get to have
yeah,
a cool
Yeah.
conversation with them.
yeah.
Awesome.
But
As long
Patrick.
as it's not an Invicta.
Yeah, it's only
well, I mean,
I'm
that
just
looks
teasing.
like an
Oh, go get your
Invicta.
Invictas. Good. That's another show when you show us your 100 Invictas.
No, no, no. I was trying to figure out if I was going to get into an Instagram fight with somebody, but I decided not to. And I don't know who he is, except I mean, I think he's like IG something something. Who knows? But he posted a picture of like one of those uh, the yacht masters with the rainbow colors around the edge, and it showed a, a
the
FP
gummy
Jorn with the
bear.
same thing. And he posted that, and all these people are like, "Oh, they're gorgeous, they're gorgeous." And I just want to just yell out in my loudest voice, "Bull fucking shit! They're ugly as hell." If it
Yeah,
said Invicta on the dial, you would all be clowning it. But because it says Rolex and because it says FP Jorn, you're lying to yourself that
Well,
you love it.
Roller
And
just has halo around.
Lord of Flex has an interesting comment. I didn't know this, but Vintage Invictas, I think actually I know that they were around for a long time, longer than I thought, and there were some interesting things when they were still trying to be themselves. A lot of what I see
absolutely.
now, yeah.
I don't know about wristwatches, but I know Invicta made some pretty nice pocket watches, and so did Movado. And so they're some of the brands that we tease these days. In the olden days, they were pretty good companies.
Yeah.
But as I said, I'm going to go eat some pizza, as I said, before my stomach chews itself up. But
Timmy, that's 3 hours. Wrap it up. I gotta go eat some.
Good show, everybody. By the way, Patrick, if you want to clown on another pocket watch, Richard Mille should be your next target, because if you thought that the Citizen was expensive, this thing I think is like $500,000.
There's a couple clownable ones. Panerai makes a ceramic pocket watch, which is actually pretty cool.
Oh,
and it's only like 80 grand. So at least it's in the realm of possible.
Yeah. Oh, you're right.
Yeah, Hublot makes that weird glass teardrop looking thing, and that 60 grand. Look at that.
Oh, it's
Even better.
dropped. It's dropping in value.
Yeah. Super chat now.
Damn.
We'll get one.
Get one now. Oh, this one would be a perfect pocket watch for Fat Windback Ben.
Corbion GMT ceramic. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, it's basically they took their movement from wristwatch and put it into a pocket watch case. Because why not? I mean, if it's not going to sell, they can always put it back into a wristwatch and try to sell it that way.
Or 10 years from now, Patrick can send it to a watchmaker and make it into something else.
I mean, the cool part though is it's a ceramic pocket watch, which might be a little risky, but it's not going to scratch. It's going to look beautiful for forever. So I'm not completely mad at that one. And for 60 grand,
yeah. Honestly, someone like big guy like Fats on a motorcycle with a denim jacket, this would be like a perfect accessory for someone. It's a badass thing. And with the tourbillon, I think it's like it's a vertical tourbillon. It spins around like on itself on the different axis.
Well, that's
It's
cool.
not,
I didn't even know it was
it's on the vertical axis rather than horizontal axis. It spins like towards you in your face.
That 60 grand is starting to look pretty reasonable now.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Because the tourbillon movement is like 100K, in just general watches. So it's actually kind of
and that's from 2013. Think of that was from 2013. Think about the watch world in 2013. There wasn't the hype. There wasn't the actually, that was pretty cutting edge for them to do that in 2013.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better than this piece of garbage. Ugh.
This Hublot. This is a collab with some artist, and then when you come home, you can put the pocket watch into like it's a holder.
I mean,
the glass is magnifying.
It looks pretty cool in the holder. I won't lie about that. But the sperm-shaped pocket watch, no thanks.
This is for people who have fuck you money. Like if you have fuck you money, it's a cool like a fuck you accessory.
Exactly.
Just to piss people off. Look at that. They got this full presentation. By the way, Nick Folks and Bamford did a podcast together where they talked about this watch. I think they had one in the studio. They were discussing it. Oh, look at that. Oh, you can wear it as a necklace, as a pocket watch, or as a desk accessory.
Well, by listening to that podcast, you can find out if they're honest people or if they're not. Because if they say they love it, they're not honest people.
I gotta be honest. This is a hard watch to sell, so I wouldn't be surprised if they were brought in as kind of marketing. It's a tough pill to swallow.
Well, gentlemen, are you sticking around or am I running off solo?
I think I'll go for another couple of minutes. We'll wrap it up. But Patrick, thank you so much.
Thank you, Patrick. Yeah. I bought my first G
Or we
Shock
could make
today, so
oh,
I'll tell Timmy about that when you go.
Oh,
talk a
okay.
little
I
bit
G
about
bought
it.
Shock.
a $150 G Shock, first time ever. So I'm devolving. I'm
Yeah.
definitely not evolving.
That's okay. Oh, Mickey,
Yeah.
are you coming to Miami?
You know what? I get to South Florida a lot, and I have family down there. No one's offered me yet, but that's an
Oh,
easy trip
I've been
from
talking
Atlanta.
about it for a month now.
I don't listen to you. I don't listen to you.
Oh, damn.
Smart man, smart man.
Well, Mickey,
I'm
if
gonna
you
get
wanna
those
come,
dates.
it's not too late. Trust me. It's next
What are the
week,
dates? Oh, next week.
January 8th. Well, it starts January 8th, but January 8th is one day before the event. January 9 to 13, I think, is
Is it
the
over the
day.
weekend at all or no?
Yeah.
It's over. Yes, it is.
Yeah,
9
it's
to
like Thursday,
13.
Friday.
It's over the weekend. It's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And Monday actually, and we're coming back Tuesday. But for example, Patrick, you're flying in for which days?
I'm going to be there 9, 10, 11.
9, 10, 11. There you go. You see, it's not for the entire. You don't have to come in for the whole event. If there's dates that Mickey, you can come down. That would be freaking awesome.
Yeah, that's a hour and a half flight from Atlanta.
Easy. If you got nothing, that you're doing that weekend, come down. It's gonna be really a lot of fun. Red Shovel is coming. The Wrist Chick
Can't believe
and
he's
the
coming
Cat.
from Ireland, Northern Ireland,
Yeah,
again.
Red's amazing.
Patrick and Patrick is coming, and there's gonna be other people. John is gonna be there.
We'll touch
FBI
bases.
guy.
I'll look at what hotel you're at, and I'll look at what kind of
Yeah,
points I have and
yeah.
figure it
It's
out.
I'll give you the hotel. The hotel we're staying is like 100. I think $100 a night, super cheap, and it's just across the street from the venue.
Hmm.
Marriott, Hilton, what?
No, 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 it's just Greenview.
Yeah, it's
Alright.
nothing. It's a boutique hotel.
I'll be across the street from your hotel
Yeah,
then.
there is a Hilton down the street where basically first time I came to Miami, I used my points, and
I travel for work, so I have
yeah,
so many points. It's silly. So
yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to stay, that's actually where we're gonna be getting breakfast and dinner at the Hilton Hotel down the street. But staying at just to save the funds. I try to
oh
be
yeah.
responsible here with the super chats that people send me. Uh, instead of going once a year and staying at one fancy place, I'd rather go 5 times and stay at cheaper hotels, but just give people more content.
That
And
way Big Ben says, Timbo, email me. I'll pay for your stay.
I'm already paid. I'm actually staying with Red Shovel. But we'll talk. We'll talk. Okay. Well, we can wrap up the stream. We can talk off air about it if you want. Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah, we won't
Let's
bore
do it.
people.
Yeah. Let's do it. Because I don't want to dox too much of this information. You never know. You never know
Who's
who's
going to be
watching.
waiting for us?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hitman,
But look,
hitman are cheap in Miami, so you
but
gotta,
but the thing is, John is staying with us, and he's the FBI guy. So
okay,
we
good.
will have basically protection, private security. Let me see it. Let's find what would be a good song to play as the outro for tonight. Anybody has any suggestions or recommendations? Let's see. I'm also 3 hours is a good time for today because
Hey, so see if you can play without copyright. This is the left field. Queen Tenement Funster. Tenement. Tenement Funster.
let's see here.
And if
Yes,
people
I
know
can.
that song, I play that song and listen to the lyrics, guys. It's one of my favorite Queen songs that Freddie doesn't sing. It's actually Roger Taylor. And this is good. This is a good song to end the show. Hopefully everyone doesn't flame me for it, but
All right, guys. Hit that upvote button. Thank you, Patrick, for joining us tonight and giving us a bit of a rundown on your wristwatch and the pocket watch collection. Mickey, thank you for joining me. Shout out to Daniel Katz. He joined us for a couple of seconds earlier today. Hopefully he's good, and we'll be back tomorrow.
Is he going to Miami?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
My new purple shoes been amazing to people next door. And my rock and roll 45 been enraging the folks on the love floor. I got away with the girls on my block, trying my best to be a real individual. And when we go down to Smokies and Rock, they light up like it's some kind of ritual. Ooh, give me a good guitar, and you could say that my head's a disgrace. Oh, just find me an open car, I'll make the speed of light out of this place. I like the good things in life, but most of the best things ain't free. So the same situation just cuts like a knife when you're young and you're bold and you're crazy. Give me a good guitar, you could say that my hair's just disgrace.